just gonna build like a big like eye of Bezos.
To the eye of Bezos, the dark eye of Bezos.
It watches us all. I mean, we're already kind of at that
I
point.
think
We
that's
just
what
need
he
the
calls
sim-
his butthole.
It's just gonna be a giant black
30
tower
seconds.
with fucking Jeff Bezos just mooning the world from the top of it. That's what his space program is really all about.
Oh man. Well, here we are again.
No, Alex though.
No, Alex. So he's gonna watch the VOD
That's disappointing.
between. He'll be here for the final episode,
Okay, that's
though.
good. That's good.
But I'm sure we have plenty of bullshitting we can do. Just
We always
between the two of
bullshit.
us.
Yeah. What the hell is that fucking thing in the background? It looks like a giant boiler.
In the corner right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. Here, you wanna? You can
Yeah,
go
yeah,
walk
let's find
over
out what the hell
I'm
this
just gonna
is.
post our live notifications quick.
It looks sort of like in like in a prison where they got
Yeah.
like a gas chamber to execute like prisoners back in like the
We were lucky
1920s.
Noel
It's sort of,
was
I guess it's like
She's
some
one
sort of
of the best
water
surgeons in
cooler,
like a water tank.
fresh water. Yeah, it says right on there. I should have
So
seen
it's
that.
like a.
What's his name?
It's like a water tower,
But
kind of,
not a
on the
tower.
ground,
Yeah,
like a ground tower.
yeah. What is this? Propane tank?
And the dog's
I'll
Alice.
sell propane and propane accessories.
Like dogs.
Oh, this person doesn't like dogs.
How do we
They're
get
probably
to
gonna
the
be killing
village
some pretty soon.
hall? We're just there. Path
We
ahead
were-
kicks out toward.
Wait, did
downtown.
Abby say that, or did Lev say
Lev
that?
said
They're
that.
really tall.
Probably because the Abby and Lev's groups
be
go
able
to
to get
war
us the
with
rest
each
of the
other,
way?
and Abby's group
The route
6
starts at
dogs
the
on
edge
them.
of the
I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
This is probably the reason for that.
that's understandable.
These bridges are really gonna get us over the rapids?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yes.
In just a couple hours?
I'm not lying.
Okay.
It's a trap. Okay, so that's how I attack. That's how I sneak.
How are you with resource management survival horror games? Have you played? Do you ever played a hell of a lot of?
You know,
those
I
yourself?
haven't played that many of those. I've played some. You know, obviously I played the Dead Space games, but I'm not
That's
like,
true. Dead Space.
but like, you know, I'm not like a real genre savvy on that shit. You know?
Totally. Like, have you played it? Like, I mean, obviously we've played them on the show, but have you ever played very many of the Resident Evil games yourself?
I have not. Actually.
Man, that's a great franchise.
Yeah, that's like a sort of a blind spot for me when it comes to gaming.
Granted, I mean, I suppose we've maybe filled it in a bit by doing these streams.
That's very true.
So it's a lot
I mean,
of ass
we've-
at the Antique Road.
I've I've now seen the majority of the franchise.
Yeah.
So here I can-
I hope they keep. Actually, so now that I think about it, was 5 your first
There it is.
experience with the series? Like playing it yourself?
I think so.
Damn,
oh,
that's interesting.
I gotta look at something.
You got to look
Not-
at the
not
hell
aim
out of
at
that
it.
thing.
Okay, so that's how I reload. That's good to know.
You got to use Cyclops' superpower to look at the hell out of things.
There we go.
There's stuff your friend needs.
I don't know what I was supposed to look at. I guess I missed the context for that.
She'll have to try to do the
Oh, well.
surgery.
Well,
but Owen has
I think it's just like the direction
not-
you're generally going. Because we're going to the hospital
That
to
wouldn't be
get
good.
supplies for
Do
Lev's
you think
sister.
she'll
Yeah, I
make it?
remember that.
We get the supplies.
I assume we're getting up to
Yeah,
that
she'll
bridge.
have a good shot.
Yeah.
It's over here, though. Maybe I can pocket.
Okay.
That's probably the way I'm supposed to go. Man, we should flood more cities like this. It looks nice. Granted, I'm sure that's what New York will look like in a few years. Oh, yeah. I gotta open it, not smack it with a hammer. Nothing. Fuck you.
All right.
What the hell's this shit?
Do you know our dogs can play cards like that?
I'm 13, not 8.
You're the size of an 8-year-old.
Other people think you're funny?
No.
That was just kind of sad.
What's compartment syndrome?
If too much pressure builds up in your muscles, the blood can't move in and out of the tissue.
That's why our arm was bright
Kind of like
fucking
the
red when we
skin
left.
That's not
inside your
good.
body.
How do you know all that?
I grew up around
Um,
doctors. Like Mel.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I could have gone in this open door the whole time, so I broke a window.
Well, I mean, it's not like anybody's using that.
That's true.
building anymore.
I'm sure they can still make more glass in the post-apocalypse.
Yeah, it's glass manufacturers all over the place.
All right.
If there's ass manufacturers in Resident Evil, there could be glass manufacturers.
Why not? Oh, shit.
I can take back
all these weeds are 30% off. That's a
shit.
good deal.
Weed, 30% off. Fuck yeah, dude. I love the apocalypse.
I guess I'm not supposed to go in here, other than to look at the weed sale.
Weed sale?
Oh, I'm supposed to go on this shit.
Yeah, man, Season 2 Rings of Power.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fucking god damn it. I'm gonna have to watch that for afternoon, too.
Yeah, when's that coming out again?
It was like end of August, I think.
Ooh.
I hopefully we have PC before that, in which case we'll be able to record our commentaries for the first season of episodes
Yeah, well,
before Season 2 comes out.
we'll have lots of pitching to do. Oh, I guess I wasn't supposed to do that.
I think you are. I think it's just a matter of
Wolf,
getting
you
like
okay?
an angle where you can kind of
Yeah.
catch the
Stay
next
put.
You know,
spot.
when you're jumping, sometimes the running start.
I know how to jump.
I don't know how to jump.
Come on.
I could also take that too. Remember?
Sure.
Don't say a word.
I do kind of enjoy embarrassing him.
Keep going.
No, I do. I love when games like bitch at you for doing things wrong. Like
Okay, go with this.
I really enjoyed the I really enjoyed in
Yeah,
the
all
South
the-
Park game.
Yeah.
Cartman, anytime you took a while to make a selection or figure anything out or do something the right way, or even just pick an option on a menu, he would just start complaining.
How do I run?
I do so much of this off muscle memory. I think it's L1. No, R1.
Oh, sort of more running like, but no.
R2.
Fuck it. Nope.
Oh, almost.
Alright, I'll let you do it. I don't know what the fuck you want to do.
Oops.
Well, I guess this is going to be.
It's just me, the stream.
See a way through?
I give you hints too. That's great.
Maybe we can go through there.
You said it.
Weird. Okay. Here, just a...
Yeah, don't you like Sauron's cheap ass wig?
Yeah, right. I also guarantee you they were not planning to show him like in an elf form at all.
Oh, we're going.
That's funny.
See if we can get
I
you
guarantee
top
they
this
were
building.
not even going to show him in elf form whatsoever.
these sky
They
bridges
wanted
before,
him to be Halbrand. They weren't going to
Think they're gonna
show
sell
any
us cars?
version of Anatar. That wasn't going to be a thing.
I don't know.
So in the Silmarillion like lore book,
Yeah, but
that's how
Those
he
guys
tricks
are
the
helping.
elves into forging the Rings of Power. Is he lives in that city for 300 years as an elf named Anatar, the Lord of Gifts, and he slowly over time.
It's a long time.
Yeah, well, it's because that's a reasonable amount of time to trick what are supposed to be immortal, wise beings
I don't know. I feel like you could have shaved that down a bit. You know.
to 15 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, elves always seem pretty stupid to me.
I mean, I can understand that, but
Oh, we live in trees, so that's all we do. We're a dying race.
well, they're stuck
We're gonna-
up douchebags. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they're not like.
We're a dying race, and there's nothing we could possibly do about it. Let's run away.
But they know what alloys are.
That's
Right?
in theory, yeah. Because he told them. Before that, they were just blacksmiths, just working with dirt, I guess.
Yeah. God damn it. This fucking show. You know what I was very unsure about, but I was like, you know what, I'll watch it because a coworker of mine just kept talking about it, and She seemed like she liked a lot of other anime that I also like.
Yeah.
So I started because it's also very short. So I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try just because this person keeps recommending it to me. So I started watching that Cyberpunk 2077 anime.
Oh, like Edgelords or
Yes, Cyberpunk Edgelord.
yeah, I've heard that's good.
Edge Runners.
I've heard nothing.
It is good.
Okay,
I like it. It's
I'm not
actually
surprised. I've
very
heard
good.
nothing but good things.
Which it's just funny because like
The game is terrible.
the game is garbage. Just absolute ass.
Well,
But yeah, it's a decent show. It's a pretty good show.
Well, isn't the
Solid animation. There's actual characters. There's like a story arc. It doesn't feel generic. It feels like
Right.
there's a specific narrative that's happening with personality. It doesn't just feel like it's a vaguely trying to capture a genre. You know?
Well, isn't Cyberpunk originally some sort of like board game or some shit that they turned into? Well, now, obviously the video game first, and then I think.
Interesting. I didn't
show?
know that. I guess it would make sense because it's like The Witcher is based off books. It's not like that's an original property, so like I can see
I
that.
think it's like Cyberpunk Red or something. I might be wrong, but like I thought it was similar to Shadowrun, where it was like a board game first.
Okay.
Fine.
Well, I mean, again, it's that thing where it's like it's not like I don't think that game could have had potential or like the idea isn't interesting in theory.
Yeah,
Just the execution just was
garbage.
yeah.
Well, also it didn't really seem that inspired story wise. Like they weren't using.
I don't know why the story of that game wasn't the story of the game, or of the show wasn't what they used as the story for the game.
That would have required like actually writing something and spending time.
Where were you headed?
Care about it.
I don't know. Just away.
Should we do that for a trash game stream someday?
We should, yeah, that'd be fun. So I don't know. Hopefully, some of it works by now.
I think it's functional at this point. Like, from what I understand, it is now functional. That doesn't necessarily mean good, but functional at the very least.
Pretty punk rock of you.
Punk rock?
I get the impression you don't follow most rules.
I guess so.
Imagine having to explain what all that terminology means to people.
Yeah, that'd be
Because they just weren't around for it.
Oh man, that might be us someday.
In high school, I was like, I didn't know what the fuck people were talking about half the time. I've never been good at like keeping up with like lingo and shit.
Yeah. But I mean, just imagine, someday when you're like, 55, you're going to be going sitting there going, let me tell you about the before times. Back when we had running water. We didn't all live off of COVID.
We didn't live off of COVID. That's good.
There's something on the toilet.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a shiny thing.
Yes, there was. See, I do think, I think we'll get, I think after today, I think we'll only have one left for this.
Yeah. Assuming we don't get stuck on something. I mean, there could always be a blood hallway.
There's not a blood hallway. That was some bullshit.
Cold as a block-in fridge. Cold as a
God fucking damn it. That was painful. I think that's the most frustrated I've ever been on the stream.
That's the most that we've ever embarrassed ourselves. And given the shit that we talk every week, that's quite an accomplishment.
That's true. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I've also
How long you been using that thing?
picking up with.
What does it say on the target board? Did somebody just scroll font over there?
You should have seen
Oh, okay.
just a cunt. The giant letters on the
this is the
target.
post-apocalypse. Like, absolutely.
Oh,
Say
sure.
that about wolves.
Well, she wasn't wrong.
I'm scared for her.
Damn dogs.
Why?
People will blame her for what I did.
But I finally did, because I hadn't touched it in a bit. I finally picked back up with Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yeah? How's that going?
It's going good. I mean, I decided, at some point I might come back to streaming it in the future, but it's just so goddamn long that I decided to start to just go forward playing it off stream on my own time,
Right.
especially because it's so long and I'm trying to finish it for a review.
There's also like a lot of side quests in it that was sort of fapping about.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be, as of right now, my biggest criticism in the review. Is just I think it suffers from open world play.
Mm-hmm.
It like
Is it as bad as the Ubisoft game? Or?
no.
Okay.
No. It's definitely better than a Ubisoft game. I mean, the side missions, they're not nearly as repetitive as that.
Okay.
Now, I do think that they don't necessarily add all that much to what you're doing, other than just leveling up like because it's an RPG.
Right.
But oh shit.
At least they're just keeping up on her.
Yeah. Oh. Well.
I like that she just auto died in the water. That was good.
So I think she hit the back of her head on a rock.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, how do I get in there without smashing the window? That's
Maybe you just gotta smash and toss a grenade or something.
don't think I have any of those yet.
The Molotov or anything. You don't got shit.
I mean, I guess I can.
You got 2 shots on the shotgun. You got a little bit of crossbow ammo. So I guess
I'll
smash the
melee
window.
this first one,
Yeah. Yeah, kill that one.
and then I'll use the shotgun on the clicker.
Yeah. Then once you got the clicker out the way, you could. I don't know what just happened there. Oh, left on it.
Took out that one. Yeah. Oh, fucking then there's that thing.
Well, you still got the crossbow. Bad time for the
I
pistol.
can't. Yeah, well, I have a shiv at least. I can.
There you go.
Can you
Get the crossbow.
get out of this corner? Let me. Oh, get
Okay,
into
now you
here.
got some space. You can,
Yeah, there we go. That was much better.
you can just left run it. Beating up there.
Oh my god, would you? How are you taking that long to reload, bro?
I mean, it is rough.
I mean, it is, but like, good fucking god. Practice a little bit.
There we go. That could have worked.
Oh. Sometimes at least you can pick your bow and your arrows back up, so it's not
You okay?
like a total loss when you use them.
Yes.
Oof, okay.
Some coffee, Bob. Some coffee.
How many Seraphites have you killed?
Not enough.
Why?
Curious.
I don't know.
It's a lot.
You gotta keep score, Abby. Come
Yeah, you got to do like a Legolas and Gimli type thing.
on.
Nothing in there. Come on, where are your bakery items?
How would
What
that
kind
have
of
come
fucking
off?
restaurant is this?
How would that have come off in Lord of the Rings if, like, the orcs were, like, actually considered people?
Right, and not just like evil like monsters.
Yeah.
I know that would have been a lot harsher. Like if they'd been World of Warcraft orcs that they were killing.
Yeah. Well, especially, I mean, Tolkien came from the World Wars. Like, he knew that shit firsthand. It wasn't exactly fun.
Yeah.
That's why he was such a weird technophobe. He lived through that shit.
Well, and I mean that like them keeping kill count score wasn't in the books either.
Oh, okay. I don't think he would appreciate it in the movies.
No, I mean there are definitely Tolkien purists who don't like those movies,
Right.
even for those small like changes.
You're
or
always going to get
additions.
people like that. That's
Well, like
fair.
even I could be like, yeah, Legolas skateboarding down the
That
stairs
was
is
stupid.
goofy.
That was stupid.
I didn't necessarily need that.
But it's much better than what he did in the Hobbit movies, where he apparently just defies gravity whenever he feels like it.
Right. Like, I mean, like, yeah, there's a couple little moments where Legolas is a little too over the top in the trilogy, but I don't think it's that egregiously bad.
He becomes like straight up Gary Stu in the Hobbit
God damn it.
movies. I can watch that all day. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't think there was a waterfall right there. Oh, good. At least at least that there it bumped me to the to the crap.
It would have sucked if you had to do that whole fight.
Yeah, that would have been annoying.
That water's picked up a lot of
Generally,
speed.
these games have a
I need
good
you to be
checkpoint
really
system.
careful, okay?
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. They're not too hardcore.
I've done
It's
stuff
not
like
good.
this before.
We see $200 off a new photo.
New phone.
Oh, okay.
Switch to
Internet?
Interbay Wireless. That's not a real company.
No, well, they couldn't put her without, sponsorship deals and stuff.
So, have you seen the story here that EA is like, hey, we're going to try putting more ads in games?
Oh, that's a great idea. We don't have enough ads in games, Just like when Ubisoft had like that giant banner ad in what was that, Assassin's Creed Mirage or whatever?
Yeah. Actually, I don't even think it was Mirage. It was like an older one that had been out for a long time.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
you,
but the ad was for Mirage, wasn't it?
yeah, it was for Mirage, but it was like in like Odyssey, like several years after Odyssey came out.
So what kind of ads is EA talking here? Just like, is it going to pause your game, like, show you a
Do you know where
video
they
of some
scar?
people, like,
I'm assuming it's going to have that little
Scores.
countdown timer thing that
Sure.
YouTube ads
Yeah.
do, and just like skip.
That would
you
be
can skip your
horseshit,
ad
man,
in 30 seconds to go back to your game.
that was like 30 seconds later, here's another ad.
Yeah,
It's probably going to do that thing that YouTube does where sometimes it just refreshes the ad.
Oh,
When
yeah.
You press the skip button.
Oh, guarantee it. I think, yeah, we have fully upgraded every weapon here. Cool. New Game Plus, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's some horseshit, man. And, like, you already have, like, some ads in games, but usually it's, like, publishers advertising, like, DLCs or whatever the fuck. Like,
If it's on the menu,
yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't really care about that. Like if it's on the menu in the corner and it's not interrupting the actual playing of the game,
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
really mind that, especially if it's for like DLC for that game.
Yeah.
It's especially like whatever. That
But
seems
I've
reasonable.
seen it where publishers, though, you load up some game and they're like, hey, our new game came out, here's an ad for it on the main menu.
Right. Yeah. I mean, whatever. That
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
totally
more
bother me.
tolerable.
But if you're like in the middle of playing a game and it's like, here's your Colgate toothbrush, I'm just like, all right.
This where we're supposed to
You're
be?
just like playing
Yeah.
some like
This building will take us to the building next
some
door.
horrible like psychological like horror game, and it's like all just like misery and just terrible shit going on. And then the game stops. It's like, here's an ad for Hooters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. I mean, like EA already has ads in games on a certain level because you have, and I guess again these are maybe not so egregious, but
Well, they
in
do
like
their,
sports
Yeah,
games,
that's what I was gonna say. They're fucking bad games or the fuck.
like I think it's one thing if to have ads on, like the
Billboards and stuff. Games.
yeah, like the first Alan Wake famously had all the like
Yeah.
Verizon wireless and Energizer batteries,
Right.
but like those fit
Partially
into the world
yeah.
well enough that it didn't feel
I mean,
like
that is
that
money
obnoxious.
grubbing, but it is also trying to simulate the real world in a way.
And I'll also give it that Alan Wake might not have gotten made without those companies putting some money in
Yeah.
too, just because it was such a small game and Remedy was especially then was such a small company. It was like,
Yeah, they're not a
struggling.
small company anymore. Back in the day, I mean, they were. Nobody knew who the fuck they were.
Yeah. I mean, Max Payne was pretty famous, but then they took so long after Max Payne to do anything again that like they almost lost some of the traction that Max Payne created for them in the industry. And they almost had to kind of like I almost feel like right now they're back in the same graces they were like when Mad Max 1 and 2 were coming out. In some ways, or Max Payne. Cause I think they had a pretty significant level of fame at that time because those games were such big hits.
Fuck. You know
All
I
right.
can't do that, right?
There's a way around, if you don't want to.
No, I don't wanna.
All right, you doing some Nathan Drake parkour?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh god.
Imagine her being like afraid of heights having to do this too.
That would suck. I feel like there are very few video game protagonists who could
Good
get
for
away
your
with
cousin.
being afraid of heights.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of any video games where you don't encounter enormous vertical areas at some point.
Here we are.
Yeah, that's pretty much universal, isn't it?
And his games are exclusionary of people who
Follow me.
Afraid of heights.
Where are we going?
people who get vertigo.
It's impossible to
It's a
include
lot,
everybody.
Yes.
I don't know, say that's dangerous talk.
Is it?
Look, man, like, when are we going to have games that cater to the phobia of, being looked at by a duck?
I'm sorry, what?
That's a real phobia.
Being looked at by a duck?
Yeah, the fear of being watched by a duck.
You know what the specific term for that is?
I actually forgot, but I could probably remember. Yeah,
That's fucking
we're gonna learn something
wild.
today.
That's fucking wild. What? Really? Being looked at by a duck?
But yeah, you're,
Oh, I gotta change it to Last of Us 2 because I swear to God, this thing always fucking resets it to games and demos, and I don't understand why.
Anatophobia is the fear that a duck or goose is watching you at any time. The term comes from the Greek word anatoday, which means swan, duck, geese, and phobia means fear. Yeah.
Oh, I also totally forgot to change the description on the stream before we launched. Let me see here. Let me edit this real quick because neither Tim or Sarah are on the stream.
No, they're not. We don't want to lie to people.
Gotta be honest about who's here.
I mean, unless you're going to change your name to Sarah or Tail.
I don't plan on changing my name now.
Why not? There's lots of good names you could pick.
I'm cool with my name.
Well, man, what if you could change your name to Max Power?
Max Power is a pretty cool name. I'm not gonna change my name to Max Power.
I'll consider it.
You'll consider it?
Yeah.
I feel like you got your name is like extremely uncommon.
It is, but also nobody knows how to fucking spell it or pronounce it. So,
That seems weird to me. That does not seem like a hard to pronounce name.
Yeah, the people I have met who can pronounce it,
You count
even
on one hand.
after several tries, is very
Really?
Yeah.
That just seems weird. Ulysses is not like I'm saying it right,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so like I don't get it. I don't get why that's a hard name.
It's just because a lot of people they don't know that name. They look at it and they're going,
So
Where do you
how
find these?
do they
Never
mispronounce
look
it?
up.
I
in
guess.
every possible way.
Well, I mean, I know one person I can think of who definitely says.
Well,
it
he
wrong
can't
every
pronounce
time.
anything.
That's
So
Maybe you should stop saying
I cut him
Since
slack.
they're trying to-
I just know that I hear him go Ulysses. He definitely can't say it for shit.
But he can barely pronounce your name sometimes. So again, I cut him slack.
My name is definitely an easy name to pronounce. It's fucking one syllable.
You never know. There's a lot of comments about that. Oh shit!
Apostate. Alright. Where are you motherfuckers at, huh?
Good thing that we got like a predator vision. Well, I know you've explained before that it's, representation.
Oh, shit.
Hear people like that.
Yeah. I mean, and I like that it's not, like they do make it so that it's like if they're not making noise, they disappear.
Right.
So like I do appreciate that.
It just always reminds me of the old Alien vs. Predator games where you could like have different vision modes if you're playing as the alien or the predator.
Was that the first detective vision?
You know what? Probably
Because you really had that as like a trope in video games really kick off with the Batman
and
Arkham series, and then a lot of games copied it off of that.
DVP Gold was like 1999, so
Damn, so that might be the
Yeah.
first actual case of detective vision in video games.
I can't think of anything before that. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but it's all I got. Because yeah, there were
Oh,
like
you
a
guys
whole,
are really just coming right to me, huh?
because there were like a whole bunch of different vision modes. Like Predator had like 3 different vision modes. Alien had at least 2. I think the human character also had like a different vision mode.
Huh.
The different red, but the alien ones were cool though. 'Cause it was like you could detect like the emotional
okay?
states
Yeah.
of
Ooh, that's
human
interesting.
characters. And stuff like
Those would be games I think would be really fun to stream because I've never
Yeah.
gotten to play those.
that. Really?
No, I played they did one for the PlayStation 3 and
Yeah, I remember
360,
that.
I got
and
it.
I actually liked that game. But
Wasn't
yeah,
it one more multiplayer focused?
Did you
It-
hear what
it
they
had a
called me?
multiplayer mode, but it did have a 3 separate campaigns
Do
too.
not ask
That sounds a
Um,
lot like the old one, yeah.
Like it had like the multiplayer stuff, but you also could absolutely
No.
play like a campaign mode for each. And each campaign was like a solid like it's like a 4 to 5 hour campaign, so like each one by itself wasn't very long, but you combine them all together and you had like a pretty decent length
Yeah,
for the whole thing.
I would say that the old AVP Gold, like the campaigns in that one were not very long either. You could easily plow through all of those in like an afternoon. I don't know how long the full game would be if you just played it through. Right?
Sure.
But it probably wouldn't be that long.
Yeah, I definitely want to check those out. Do some retro stuff for that.
The level design in some of them could have been better, I think.
Sure.
But like the actual like moment gameplay is really fun. I thought like the Alien was the most fun. Like it's so different to play it because everything's fucking rotating around as you like climb on different walls and shit.
Damn, I guarantee that would give Tyler such bad
Yeah.
motion sickness.
It's really cool. They did a really good job of making you feel like you got this perspective of an alien. You're crawling through these weird human facilities, and because like walls and like floors mean nothing to you, like your sense of navigation is kind of fucked.
Sure.
Even though it's actually easier to move around, and like they did a really good job of making it like weird environmental features out of things that are very normal to us, like stairwells, are absolute hell for an alien to navigate around.
Interesting. That's one thing that I remember thinking the like 2010 game did really really well too.
Yeah, because that very much was like a
It was a sequel.
successor, yeah.
Yeah, it was like meant to be a straight up sequel to those games.
And then of course Predator is brokenly overpowered.
That was also the case in that game too. Fucking cults, man.
At least they got good painters in the most.
Scars built all this?
Yeah, well, for whatever reason, cults
Yeah, I
seem
was
to
gonna
attract quality
say that.
artists.
Imagine if all they got
That's
was
pretty
like the
cool.
orangutan Jesus
What's
chick.
cool?
Like,
That would be.
impressive.
I'd like to see a post-apocalyptic cult with that going on. Just one of these times.
Just worshipping monkey Jesus. The monkey Jesus cult.
God,
I wonder if your prophet had.
how funny would it be
anything
if like
when she started.
thousands of years from now
She
that was like
saved
the last
dozens of
surviving,
people.
like
In ways no one can
iconography
explain.
of Jesus or
blew up
whatever.
trucks
Where it's
and
like,
killed
yeah,
some
he was probably a
soldiers.
monkey.
Not that hard to explain.
Have you read
I
her
wonder if
writings?
they discover that
Skimmed
painting in the
some.
Planet of the Apes movies.
You'd benefit from it.
That would have been a good joke, actually.
She got a new one of those just came out.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
seen it yet, but I've been hearing good things.
Yeah, it looks like it might be good. We'll see.
I loved the trilogy that they had put out. I thought that was excellent, like really, really excellent.
I mean, those are easily the best Planet of the Apes movies. The old ones were not that good, if we're honest. I mean, even the original, yeah, obviously it gave us
I'll
the
go
idea.
first this time.
But I mean, it's a very hokey film.
Sure. I mean, I think it's
I prefer the Troy McClure version.
well, that's a crime that isn't a full length musical. I hate every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
Oh my God, I was wrong.
It was Earth all along. Can I play the piano anymore? Well, of course you can. Well, I couldn't before.
Elizabeth is grateful.
Seriously, what do they do on Broadway these days that's better than that?
Nothing. They've never done anything.
Yeah,
as good as
exactly.
that. What
was the last good Broadway thing?
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know Broadway, really, so.
That's right.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I wonder if they're going to do a stage production version of the butthole cut of Cats.
We do not need a musical based off the movie based off the musical. All right, that is some horse shit.
Come on, man, we got to get this circle jerk going.
No, we don't. We really, really don't. God, that was a fucking nightmare experience.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone felt the need to bring that into the world. Nice.
It's not crazy to think COVID was God's punishment for making the movie Cats. I think that is not an impossible
I can see it.
impossibility.
I could absolutely see that. I'm not sure God punished us enough.
I think we got off easy. Specifically for cats.
Good God, man! Like what? All the weird dancing cockroaches and the mice in children's faces, or whatever the fuck it was. Like,
That shit was like actually disturbing.
yeah,
And I don't get disturbed very easily, but
Yeah.
that movie like freaked me the fuck out.
imagine going back in time and like showing someone like that kind of shit. They'd probably think you were a demon.
I think I'd get chased by a mob with pitchforks and torches.
You never know. People might sell you their souls.
They might think I'm some sort of demon. I think everybody is on the upper level here now. See, that person's right there. Oh, catch the silencer. Hey, I got the big one with the...
Ooh,
Nice.
fancy.
I have to deal with them. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
How many of these fuckers around here? Like 5, 3,
2, 1 up there,
1 around the corner.
so 4.
See anything? Nothing.
Oh shit.
Hey, Ruth!
Well, I think I got most of them though.
Yeah,
Before.
if there's just one more dude, you can just shotgun him. It'll be fun. Or smack him in the face. It'll take care. Doesn't matter. Oh shit! Never mind. You're fucked. No, unless you can relocate.
You can always lose them and kind of like
Yeah, shuffle around.
shuffle around. Yeah, find a way to.
I'm always surprised you never get more ammo out of their dead bodies. Like,
Yeah, you usually get a couple shots, but not too much.
Like, is that dude really just wandering around with one in the chamber and nothing else?
Well, I mean,
It's not like this is the only game that does that either.
yeah.
It always annoys me a little bit in games, where like some dude's like spraying bullets at you all day, and you finally get him and reward is one bullet for a different gun he wasn't even using.
Right. It's it bothers me less here because it's like a post-apocalypse survival thing.
Right.
But then games where it's like everybody's like unloading entire machine gun clips at you will have no ammo when you pick up their guns.
Yeah, that shit's weird shit, man. Just video game logic. Push her off, push her off.
I wish I could push. That'd be great.
Game needs a kick button.
Right.
So I suppose that wouldn't exactly be a stealthy kill. She'd probably scream and splat on something on the way down. Then you got a whole team of them
I do, but now I have these.
now. Probably should have moved out of the way instead of just whistled about it, bro. It's the second time I've seen one do that. Hey,
Not quite
Damn
falling out.
Damn ragdoll physics.
Well, no reason to have the silence around.
The silencers actually break if you use them.
Yes. Yeah, you have to rebuild them.
No, I meant really.
Oh, well, I mean, probably not like an actual, like, better
Build a
piece of
different
equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, we're making these out of fucking plastic bottles, like, on the fly, so...
How good of a silencer can you make out of plastic bottles? Anyone tried it?
I don't know. There's probably some do-it-yourself videos on one.
I think we should do a test of that. Find out how realistic the lab is.
Well, I mean... There we go. Take the shot! Is that it?
Looks like everybody. The music stops. Like usually tells
Yeah.
Scars. Seraphites, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Never heard a Seraphite cuss
Coming
before.
around to our side.
That was my first time.
They're really fucking strict, aren't they?
apparently.
Yeah,
She's
that's
a little
what you get
silly
with
as
cults.
opposed to popular.
Well, cults are, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like they're ever rational, right?
Yeah. To be honest, the Seraphites don't seem as bad as a lot of cults these days.
No, all the hanging people from cutting their intestines out doesn't seem so bad.
I don't know. Compared to a lot of real life cults, that's fairly mild stuff, if we're honest.
I mean, I suppose that's fair.
I mean, look at the kind of crap that Charles Manson got up to.
Well, yeah, he's definitely an extreme example, that's for sure.
What about the Scientologists?
Gotta get those thetans out of you, man.
Let me guess. Up.
Yes.
I think you could argue that ISIS is kind of a cult.
It's absolutely a cult.
So, another example.
I mean, any religion that becomes extremist is basically a cult.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially when you get like those incredibly weird and narrow and often like not fully accepted interpretations of a religion, right?
Right.
Because like ISIS is so crazy that like the whole Islamic world was like, hold on.
Al Qaeda was like, we do not condone the actions of ISIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al Qaeda was like, these guys are terrorists. So,
Yeah, I mean that's got to tell you something. When Al Qaeda's like, hey, we don't associate us with these people. That's that tells you something.
Oh my god.
Just think about the good parts to feed.
The good parts.
Yeah, like you run faster. You're more
Oh,
focused.
fuck.
Abby is afraid of
You
heights.
don't feel pain
oh,
as
okay.
much.
That's surprising.
That is what they were
Every
talking
bad
about
feeling.
earlier.
Okay.
Your palms.
Hey, she's doing
sweating,
all right with
your
all the
heart
jumping.
racing.
Knees weak,
All
arms are heavy.
signs you're
Oh god, she's actually turning into Eminem.
So when you feel afraid,
Got that venom in
you
him.
should think about how your body is getting ready for what's
Do you think
coming.
Eddie put venom in their mom's spaghetti?
Only when you true strength.
That's how you get a turd blowing in the wind.
God, have you heard the official title for Venom 3?
No.
Venom the Last Dance. I'm not kidding.
What the fuck kind of name is that?
Because they're making it like a gay comedy, with like they did with the last one.
Anti-electricity.
It makes a lot of
Hey.
sense in that context.
Yeah.
There are exceptions.
I don't know why that's the direction they went with, but that's what the Venom movies are.
That's convenient.
Thanks a lot, Chinese housewives.
I mean, I guess if it makes them happy.
I feel like there's got to be better media for that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing of like too much of that shit's banned, right?
So,
China,
would
so
you
that
like
the
this
Venom is the
prophet
only way they
even
can
though
get
followers
it.
wanna
Well, I
kill
mean, like, you know, the Chinese internet's still got all kinds of shit on it.
True.
It's not like people don't find.
But how
things
else?
Tell that to your
How
people.
often can you go to the theater to get it?
I guess that's a good point. Yeah, you can't bring all your girlfriends out to the theater and just all like excitedly like gasp and sigh every time
Okay.
fucking Tom Hardy makes out with a blob monster.
I feel like that movie created an entire kink.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, this is kind of riding the coattails of the weird monster fetish kink that already exists.
Yeah.
I mean, Shape of Water, that was
That was a very popular movie. That movie won an Oscar.
Especially among chicks. Chicks really dig that kind of monster man thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
And there's that Russian movie about the chick who fucks the dragon.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Windy up here.
I mean, at least he looks like a person, like, when they're actually, like, doing shit, I guess.
Shape of Water, that guy looked
That's
like
a
a fish at
fish
all
man.
times.
Yeah, that is a fucking creature from the Black Lagoon. Fish man.
What the fuck is that?
That's the bridge.
That movie might as well. That movie should have been called The Hunk from the Black Lagoon.
People cross this regularly?
Well, I guess it wouldn't have been
Yeah.
artsy enough to win
You're
any
lying.
awards, then.
I mean, that movie also on top of the weird fish sex stuff, also just felt like it was doing the Hollywood jerk itself off thing a bit.
That's definitely.
Did you ever see the movie? Well, because me and Michael did see it. Because I mean, you know, I really thought I would jump and not just go straight off the edge there.
I guess you had a good reason to be afraid of heights.
Yeah, it's dealing with me. Can I not?
She's too scared to jump.
Okay. Oh, there's enough room for me to.
You're supposed to walk on the obvious board.
I missed that.
But yeah, fish sex. Keep going.
But the movie also, like, there's a whole sequence where there's like a
How
whole
you
dream
feeling?
sequence where they're like,
Waiting on all
she's
that
like, they're like
true
going
strength.
to a theater, and it's very much doing the like,
Cool.
let's like make
Let's
Going
all
to a
go
movie.
Let's all go.
It's just, it just, I don't know. It just feels like it's going so hard
Oh
on
my
the
God, Lev, now?
It seemed really
movies are like the
awkward.
greatest
Just
thing that
go.
ever happened kind of thing. And like, you can do that in certain contexts. Certain films can earn a moment like that. But in that movie, it felt kind of out of nowhere.
Right.
Like, it didn't feel like the whole movie was about that. It just felt
That's
like, hey, here's a sequence where we're doing
Come
this. And then,
Can
and
we
that
take a minute
really
to be
felt like
impressed
it
by
was
me?
just like, hey, let's jerk
Not yet.
Hollywood off a little bit.
Look,
And
man, I'm telling you,
Come here, I'm gonna
Dune
hug
would have
you.
been a much better movie if at some point Paul Atreides and Rob on the Beast just
Why?
shook hands, agreed to go watch a movie
Why?
together. You know, they're
You'll
just
see.
maybe Shape of Water, even. You know, maybe they're both.
They did it. The
Holy
Atreides
shit,
and the
Lev.
Harkonnen make peace by
It's gonna be
going to see
okay.
fish
Eyes
sex.
on me.
Yeah, this isn't Rick again. Really.
Yeah, I'd be terrified if I were her.
I'd be like, can we just take a boat?
Right? It's like, this is a hell of a way to have to get to a
How are you
hospital.
not
Jesus
terrified of
Christ.
this? And don't quote the prophet to me.
Heights never scared me.
What does?
The ocean, dogs.
Oh, the thing that we're over.
Well, yeah, there's water right under us. Or, actually, no.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just City Street.
Okay, well, I don't think that's better.
Almost there.
Shit.
Hey, look! You can see the hospital now.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Focus on me.
I do like that they gave Abby, like, you know,
I can't do this.
relatable fear.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
I mean, I really do think.
Come on.
That's-
Whoa.
That was all you, Sage. I don't know what you
I was
did.
just pushing forward. I forgot I had to do like a balancing thing.
But I love that it looked like she just committed suicide just right there. She's like, I'm done.
Did I just go too fast, or like,
Maybe. I guess she's got a good reason to be scared, huh?
I got me? Apparently.
You can make it.
But no, I mean, all the complaining about this game, like, I really do think that I really do think that this game is very well written. I mean,
No,
like,
Abby's a well-made, well-rounded character.
Almost there.
All right.
yeah. Like I said, like, it's not to say that there are no criticisms to be had of the game,
Right.
Hold on. Hold me up.
It's definitely not as good as the first one.
but like, it does not have like. It just like I don't know, just to see it and go like, this is like shitting on the first game and like a betrayal of it,
No.
and like this like horrible like.
I feel like a lot of people are just salty that Joel died.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that's a big part of it.
You ready?
which felt kind of inevitable for the kind of person he was.
Please.
And I mean, like, again, it's the thing that's like, I always go back to is like, if Ellie chasing Abby it seems justified, how was Abby chasing Joel not?
Mhm.
You know?
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, yeah.
I just didn't come out of the first game thinking Joel was this very great person.
Well, I thought that was the point of the ending, is that he's kind of a questionable person, you know?
Where's
He's
he
a fucking
now?
shitbag.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
This is the
Like-
right building, but I've never been to
Like, yeah,
this
he's
one.
not Hitler or
The
anything,
bridge
but
drops
he's
us off at the back.
Like, he's relatable and well-rounded. Like, I'm not gonna say that there's nothing redeeming about him or
Let's see
that
if
I
we can
don't
find our own way
understand
back.
why he made the choice that
Right.
he did. But it's also just so clearly it's so clearly
he goes through that door.
he makes I should check out the corner and stuff here. But he just so clearly is not he did not do the like unequivocally right thing.
No. Yeah, he did it for partially selfish reasons.
Yeah, I'd say entirely. And like you can make the argument that the Fireflies also didn't talk to her
Is this the
first
worst
and
Right.
were
we've
also
encountered?
bad. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that they were good
But
in that
it's
situation
meant to be a
either.
morally gray
Some wolves
situation.
believe in
Yeah.
God.
I just-
pray.
Why anyone would like fully just like take
Well, I don't.
any one side
If
of
I'm
that
gonna die, I'm gonna
situation
die
like
young.
morally
Then
like
what are you
so
doing here?
completely
Mhm.
boggles my mind.
Why did you come back?
It
for
like
this?
it defeats the point of having like a
Guilt.
morally gray exercise
It
like
does,
that.
yeah.
But what? You don't owe us anything.
But you see that in a lot of
I
media.
just
I mean, it's
needed to lighten the load.
it's sort of like how in Warhammer, right? Like the Empire is not supposed to be the good guys. You know, they're supposed
Right.
to be obviously corrupt and evil, and like like a society nobody in their right mind would ever want to live in, right?
Right,
But because everybody else in that universe is also fucking evil,
right,
and we always see it from the Empire's perspective because they're the humans and the bad guys are the creepy crawlies.
right.
Everybody's like, yeah, Empire's the greatest. We should all live like that. We should
Man,
all
do they
live-
not hear themselves when they say the words "empire" is the greatest? like, do they not have? How does that not like ring any alarm bells off in
I don't
their
know,
head?
man. But we do have a lot of people nowadays who legitimately want like fascism back. So
Well, that's true.
hell, lots of people want Mussolini back. He was like,
Well, they're voting for his fucking granddaughter.
Yeah, I mean, if
She's got like Mussolini's granddaughter has a lot of political power in
Yeah,
Italy
yeah.
right
She's
now.
probably going to be in charge of the place.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the party she's in has like the majority of the
Yeah.
government right now. So
I mean, unless she like pisses someone off in the party, she's probably good to go at some point.
yeah, that's crazy to me.
Hell,
Like,
it's
Hitler's descendants like intentionally ended their own bloodline.
yeah, it's probably a good
Because
thing
of
they did. Because
that.
if they didn't, they'd probably be leading Germany right
God, that would be terrifying.
now. Maybe we could get the Hirohitos back while we're at it.
Oh God,
Those Tojos or what
we need to stop that. We need to.
Mao's still got some grandkids floating around.
Oh, they better not.
Maybe we can find some Stalin's descendants. Everybody in Russia wants Stalin back these days
Why?
because they live under Putin, and they're like, Jesus is worse than Stalin.
Well, I guess I don't know if I could totally blame them.
I mean, there's just a lot of Russians who are nostalgic for the Soviet Union because
That's true.
like,
Well, so is Putin.
right.
He also thinks that.
That's true. But I mean, that's because Russia is a fallen society. It had this
Looks
at
dark
one
down there.
point. It could claim that it was a prosperous global power, and people could take that seriously. Now, nobody can take Russia seriously,
Right.
and so a lot of
Are they
Russians are like,
infected in this building?
yeah, the
Well,
Soviet
this
Union had its
elevator's down to
faults,
the
but
bottom,
like,
so
at least
I don't know.
I could buy a car. I might have to wait 9 months before I'd actually get it, but I had the money to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, shit, that's kind of how long does it take to save up to buy a car here now?
Yeah, things are getting more unaffordable every day. And cars are like used cars are like what $10,000 now?
Yeah, that's a cheap car.
Yeah,
Like
They used to be half
comparatively.
that, like pre-pandemic.
Masks on.
Yeah, man, you
How
could
do I
get
have one?
a car for like.
Do you
5K
guys not
for a
believe in
used car
gas
was not
masks?
unreasonable, back
We
in
were on the run.
2019. And I mean like a good used
Let me
car
see what I can
too.
find. Stay here. Back up. All the way.
If you die, I'll be stuck here.
Better start praying I make it.
Well, you'd be stuck here if you died of gas poisoning in the other room. So
True.
spore poisoning.
Okay,
whatever the fuck it is.
gas mask. Gas mask.
All right. Well, we're by ourselves now. We don't have our little AI helper anymore.
Well, not that she was particularly useful.
Holy shit,
but,
this building's fucked.
a candy bar.
Shit. Just stay up there, okay?
I don't see any of them. There's got to be some nearby, though, because she said that otherwise. Well, speaking of Russia,
Yeah.
you
Oh
you have
yeah, I
some
got some.
experiments to tell me
I
about.
got a whole bunch of stuff to tell you about from good old Stalinist Russia.
Good God, man.
The things that people are so eager to have back again. Uh, so there was this dude who was like supposedly a scientist, right? That was
Finally.
hard to find.
If you're gonna kill yourself, don't ruin the mask.
You gotta kill yourself responsibly. You gotta think of other people, who might find your body and
You got to kill yourself in a considerate way.
I'm out of my mind.
Your body's a resource for somebody else. Don't forget. But yeah, so this fucking.
Certainly the case for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're gonna kill yourself, you gotta make sure that there's still some meat that's like preserved, just in case somebody needs a snack later.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, so this fucking dude, I think he was from Ukraine originally, and he was like an absolute nutcase, right? He
Okay.
he was one of the Soviet Union's homegrown scientists, right? And at the time, this was like
Yes.
what 40s, 30s, I think it was 40s, probably,
Okay.
and then into the 50s, right?
Looks
At
good.
the time, Russia was desperate
Right.
for
Back to the lab.
anyone they could find who was a scientist in the Eastern European world who opposed Western science.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can already tell this is going to good places
Yeah.
because they always wanted to prove that like Westerners didn't know shit, that the evil capitalist dogs, they were trying to trick you about what the real world was like and all that. So they found this dude who had all these. He was like really interested in like agriculture, like how to get like crop yields up and stuff like that, right? And his ideas were that genetics wasn't real, right?
Makes sense.
So of course Stalin appointed him to be the be running the Institute of Genetics, but he believed that what actually caused organisms to evolve was like what happened to them while they were alive, right? And so, if for example, if you had a cow, right, and you wanted to get its yields up for producing milk, right, not just for it but for its descendants, you just had to treat it nicely, so it would produce more milk for you. And he had this conviction that plants, deep down, were actually communist. He believed that wheat, if grown properly under communist ideology, would actually.
How do you grow what?
He believed that if you grow wheat like really close together, that the wheat would learn to cooperate with its neighboring plants, to share the same resources in an equalistic communist manner, right? And other scientists, of course, told them, like, well, no, they're just going to compete for the same limited nutrients in the soil, and they're probably all going to grow stunted, and some of them might die. And so, of course, he made sure that those people were killed, or like locked up or whatever, right? So you couldn't keep criticizing him, right? Because, you can't question communism, right?
Right.
So he went around the Soviet Union, advising farming communes that they gotta grow all their wheat really close together so that they can train the wheat to become more communist, right? And then because this wheat has grown up communist, its descendants will be even more communist, meaning that they'll grow even better by working together more in the fields, right?
Jesus Christ.
And no surprise, the
Can't move any faster.
the wheat yields ended up going down every year after this dude was recommending this stuff. And it wasn't all his fault, right? There was a lot of droughts and stuff going on. There was a lot of other bad management practices going on. But the specific practice of clumping all the wheat as close together as possible led to all the plants competing with each other for nutrients and growing all stunted and not producing food. And,
well, who could have possibly foreseen?
I mean, obviously, some of those plants must have been capitalist spies, but, poisoning the whole community. He also believed that topsoil is useless. You don't use that for nutrients. You just throw that in the garbage, right? What you got to do is you got to have your farmers dig fucking 10 feet underground and just dig all the fucking deeper levels of dirt and rocks and just bring those up to the surface. And you plant your crops in that, because what really matters is that deep soil where no nutrients are.
Right.
So then crops weren't growing because they didn't have any fucking nutrients. And this went on for several years. And because he had this position of political power, and he was one of Stalin's little friends. Stalin liked him because he was a paranoid, pro-communist lunatic. So he two peas in a pod.
What about that?
This ensured that the Soviet Union had multiple years of no food, and China, which was rising up at around the same time, had asked the Russians for advice on how to increase crop yields. And so, of course, they sent this guy over.
Oh my God!
This
is why people starve.
Coming.
This is how you get mass starvation.
Well, yeah, I mean that's why 50 million Chinese died in the fucking mass starvations in the 50s.
And 112 million Russians that starved in the early 19th century.
And again, it wasn't all this guy's fault, but it was partially this guy's fault. But so he was this complete dumbass who didn't know anything and just rejected a lot of science, and basically just got away with it because he had a position of power. And it wasn't until after Stalin died that Khrushchev finally started getting all these complaints from the Russian scientific community, going, can you do something about this asshole? He's ruining the country. And so Khrushchev basically demoted him and moved him somewhere where he could do less damage. And then surely a coincidence, Russian crop yields started improving shortly afterwards.
Unrelated.
yeah, it couldn't have been.
Completely unrelated.
But this dude's getting popular again in Russia.
No.
Yeah, they want to bring it back. They want to bring communist farming back. They're like, yeah, Stalin's era was so great, and this guy was part of it. So, we gotta bring back his farming methods. We gotta throw out all this genetic stuff. It's all organisms just evolve based on how they live their lives. Whatever traits they acquire in life will be passed along to their descendants. It's like how, if you have a cat and you cut off its tail, its kittens will be born without tails, right? That's how it works, right?
God damn it. This is the most frustrating thing about everybody that says, oh, communism, it just hasn't been implemented the right way yet. And I'm okay, but every time it's done, people say that. Every single time.
Yeah, so they're bringing this guy back. It's going to be the go-to.
I know that we're doing a lot of revivals in the current world, but
this is the remake.
The communism remake. We don't need this. This is one reboot we do not need.
Trofim Lysenko, that's this guy's name. I just wanted to look that up. So
That is a Russian-ass name.
It is, well, Ukrainian, but yeah,
Or, well,
something up.
I mean, Ukraine was Russia at one point in time.
I mean, Ukraine and Russia, I mean, they're very culturally similar. They're, you know, before the war, they considered themselves like a brother nation.
Get the fuck out of here.
You almost got it.
Holy
Get
shit.
it?
That thing was growing into a wall.
As one does.
Until it fucking wasn't.
Just the average
I
American.
hate demons. Tell me about it.
But there are some other wonderful Russian experiments going on around the same time involving dogs, right?
Oh, God.
And to be clear, so this wasn't just a Russian thing. This was also done in America at the same time. So, you know,
Can't be anything worse than Fauci.
So capitalists and communists, they can come together on this one. And these were transplant experiments, right?
Okay.
The idea is that we're going to use these experiments to test for like the viability of, you know, like future medical transplants and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
And so what they were doing is they were cutting the head off of a dog and
Okay.
stitching it to another dog so that the dog would have two heads.
What?
Sometimes it wouldn't just be the head. They'd also they kind of just take like the entire shoulder the head was on. So the transplant donor dog would even have like two of its limbs kind of just riding off the other dog too.
And they really thought that, like, the other dog would just have two heads?
Two heads, maybe 6 limbs. And they did this a lot. This wasn't like a one-off thing. This was like a regular, common thing that they did.
But it couldn't have worked, so why would they do it a second time when
They did it like dozens of times, Sage.
But it wouldn't. It can't work. It doesn't. How do you not figure that out after the first go?
Well, it's sort of work. Because what would happen is they'd graft two dogs together, right? And the resulting dog would live for maybe a couple days.
Okay, but the second head would not be functional, right?
It was.
Really?
Yeah. It was essentially two dog heads.
Frankenstein bullshit.
Yes, two dog heads that would, you know, live independently on a single body.
But like this.
There's I can show you some pictures. There's some weird fucking pictures. Like they're like feeding these dogs like milk and shit. Like
Well, that seems irresponsible, regardless of how many heads
well, the dog was probably going to die of transplant rejection anyway. But
it has. Oh, fucking goddamn it.
see if I can- Okay. Yeah, here we go.
It's so stupid.
Yes, that's what they were doing. And there was a similar experiment done where they just cut off a dog's head and they like hooked it up to some like pipes and wires and stuff. They're like, let's see how long it can stay alive.
As a robot?
As just a separate head.
Oh, just as a head.
Yeah, the head had stuff hooked up to it so that it wouldn't just bleed out, right? But it was just a head on a table. And apparently they managed to get a severed dog head to live for like an hour and 45 minutes or something.
All right. Well, okay. What were they trying to get? Like, what was the achievement that they were trying to work towards here? Like, what was the point?
I guess the idea was to test the viability of
Dog heads? Like, I don't understand.
It was to test the viability of transplant organs in general, right? Like, and so they were
Is this
doing,
the best way you could do that?
apparently, well, they originally started with like rodents and stuff, and then they worked their way up to dogs, and then from there they went to monkeys. So they started transplanting monkeys to have two heads. Apparently, one of the monkeys got loose and like bit the shit out of one of the researchers
With both mouths?
Yeah, but this is like a
Cats fighting. You guys hitting each other up there? Smacking each other?
Having some territory disputes.
Definitely what's going on.
That'd be hilarious if one of the castles went flying. But yeah, like the idea was that if they did enough of the experiments, they'd eventually reach the point where they could do this to people.
Did they do it?
It's claimed that these dog head experiments were
What the hell?
were a direct inspiration for what would become the first successful heart transplant.
Huh.
Whether that's true or not is debatable, but it's claimed that. And again, the Russians weren't the only ones doing this. There were a bunch of dog head experiments in the U.S., but the Russians did more of them, I think. There's one particular Russian scientist who
No fucking god, dude, Jesus fucking Christ!
who had pretty much made the dog head thing his life work, right? And I think they managed to get some of the dogs to live for relatively long amounts of time. Like they managed to get one of them to live for about a month.
I guess that's impressive in a way.
A dragon weapon. It's impressive. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Let's get out of here.
And then in China, more recently, they've also started doing similar experiments, but on rats, not dogs. Well, same kind of thing where it's like the front, like chunk of a rat, so like its front limbs and its head just sort of bolted to the back of another rat or the shoulder.
Get that rat front chunk.
Yeah, I mean, I say what they should have done is they should have gone further with it. They needed to make a Cerberus.
Right, I mean, why stop at 2?
Yeah, I mean, why not go with 3?
Jesus.
And all of this was also leading up to what was going to be the first attempted human head transplant.
Now that hasn't actually happened, though, right?
No, it was supposed to happen some years ago. There's like this Italian doctor dude who claimed...
Can't trust those guys.
He claims that he was going to carry out this human head transplant in China on some Russian guy. But all that kind of fell apart.
I feel like if you have to run to a different country to do your experiments, then maybe...
Well, he did have to go to China because the Italian medical board was like, no, you can't do this.
That's exactly what I was thinking the problem would be.
And, like, I think he lost his position at, like, whatever university in Italy.
Can't say I disagree with that decision.
And so he went to China where they gave him a position. But I think he ended up losing the position in China, too.
Really?
Yeah, the Chinese were like, this is a little too weird. But
I'm glad they came to that conclusion.
He was part of the mouse experiments, though.
Of course he was.
Or sorry, rat experiments. But the part of the reason all this fell through is because like they had found this Russian guy who was willing to be the first test case for it, right? Because his body had some sort of like muscle degeneration thing where it had caused him to basically shrivel up and turn into basically a skeleton in a wheelchair, right?
Damn, that's pretty fucked up.
And so, he was like, yeah, like, I don't got that much to lose. Let's do this. Hopefully I can get a new body out of it, right?
In that case, at least it's like...
But then he got married to some really hot chick, and he's like, yeah, I guess I'm good. I don't need the surgery now.
Okay, yeah, you're going to start pressing buttons. I can't. I'm not petting you right now.
So yeah, that guy dropped out because he got married.
Huh. It's what, his wife wouldn't let him go through with it?
No, I think he was like, I got a hot wife. I don't got any reason to put my life at risk now.
I thought he was going to die anyway.
It seemed like once he had reached skeleton in a wheelchair status, that his
stopped actively degrading.
Yes.
Well, help them. Fucking don't just shut my name.
I hate this building.
Always when you're busy.
We're almost at the street.
It's party time.
Every fucking time.
You're very cute.
Silencers, craft 4 pipe bombs. Hey, we got every player upgrade of the game. Every weapon upgrade and every player upgrade. I think there's literally nothing I can upgrade now for either character.
Yeah, and this Italian doctor apparently had a history of hanging out with like various medical frauds and quacks, so that's part of why he
Dr.
is.
Oz.
Yeah. Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
But that's part of why he has not been doing terribly well for himself in the medical community right now. He still wants to do all these crazy surgeries and crap, but he just doesn't have any hospitals that are willing to let him try it.
Good. Oh, fucking, yeah. Sorry, Mr. Frankenstein. Let's...
Apparently, one of his associates is like this doctor who like doesn't even believe in like evolution or science or anything.
How are you a doctor and not believing in evolution? What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I mean, well, we just talked about a guy who was a geneticist who didn't believe in genetics.
I don't think he's a geneticist. Like that doesn't feel like it should allow. We should allow that to apply. Dude,
Every single time.
I love you so much, but you have terrible timing. You have such bad timing. Just the worst timing. Well, now you don't want attention. Now that I'm doing it to you, huh?
Well, she doesn't like being flipped upside down.
No, you don't.
She only wants attention on her terms.
Yeah. It's your way or the highway.
Don't worry, once you put her down, she'll be back.
Yeah, I'll annoy you like this, and then you'll come crawling right back.
5 seconds later.
Literally. She's already looking at me like,
Yep. Shit, literally 5 seconds. I was counting.
Cats. Gotta love them.
Frustrating animals.
You're lucky you're so goddamn cute.
Yeah, this place is looking like the Motel 6.
Yeah, it's not even an apocalyptic Motel 6. It's just a Motel 6.
Is it true that Isaac took down the old guard?
Fedra, yeah.
I hear he tortures people.
Let's not talk about this now.
Okay.
It's not torture, it's an enhanced interrogation
You
technique.
ever tortured people?
Let's focus on getting out of here.
That's not a no.
Ah, yes. That's a yes. Alright, start to fucking see again here. It's just one bottle. You can do that faster.
You gotta think about it. I hear Russia's also making a lot more progress with their stupid turtle tanks.
Oh.
Apparently, they're actually fairly effective at the limited job that they're designed for, but like,
Well, I mean, if you aim small, easier to achieve.
but yeah, I mean, you know, since Ukraine currently doesn't have any like ammo for actual anti-tank weapons, you know, they just rely on swarms and swarms of drones, right?
Right.
And these turtle tanks apparently are pretty effective against the drones.
Interesting. I'm
Like-
just going to blow my nose while you're telling this story.
Sure. Because they built one of these fucking a whole bunch of these fucking things right now. They're just all trundling about. And one of them apparently got attacked by like 40 drones. Because the Ukrainians were like, yeah, we'll swarm this fucking thing. And the jamming system on the tank managed to down like 32 of those drones.
Okay.
And the 8 that managed to hit the tank don't seem to have like significantly penetrated the stupid fucking turtle shell. So these things that look like giant sheds just rolling around in Ukraine are actually fairly effective against, you know, Ukraine's main weapon right now, which is cheap ass drones.
Interesting. Man, I can't believe that shit's still going on now, huh?
Yeah, it's been what, 2.5 years?
Yeah? Like February 22?
And the Russians are trying to do as much as they can to hurry the war to a close before you know, more weapons shipments reach Ukraine. That's supposed to happen sometime in the summer.
Well, can't stop, won't stop.
And yeah, if the Russians don't make any significant gains in that time, you can definitely expect the war to drag on for a while longer. But hey, ever since the Afghan war ended, I've been thinking, like, what's the next forever war going to be?
I mean, this probably is. I mean, there's always got to be one. So,
Even if it's not the U.S. doing it, it's got to be Russia, I guess.
oh fuck y'all, fuck you. God damn it. Fuck off, man.
I thought that was like a...
Oh, it's those big things at the spores that they throw at you.
It's down.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting to just Kool-Aid man his way through that wall.
Oh yeah! Shit. Oh god, oh god.
Oh, you just got it, yeah.
Yeah, that's a one-hit kill if they get you. Okay. Let's try that again. I mean, but yeah, there does basically always have to be some kind of forever war.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to not have one.
I wonder how long it'll be before China gets in on that game.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's not like I'm sure
They're
what do
gonna
you think? I mean, I don't see. I don't think they would do that with Taiwan, just because I feel like with Taiwan, they actually truly want the infrastructure there,
yeah.
and it would be far more counterintuitive to destroy that infrastructure.
That's true. It's really going to depend on if the Chinese feel like they have no other choice,
Right.
and also on what the ambitions of the leadership, are. Because it's not unreasonable that you could have whoever's in charge of China at the time making a stupid ass decision based on looking good.
Fucking seriously? Oh my god! Come on.
I mean, Putin wildly miscalculated on the train. There's no reason that either Xi Jinping in his old age or whoever comes after could also miscalculate.
I went the wrong way that time.
Yeah, I think Lev was that kind of
Oop.
I bet that dude takes the New York subway.
I think I've seen that guy out there.
Yeah, you can actually take from your head.
Yeah, he's need a lot of fucking ammo.
This one seems even tougher than normal.
Oh shit. Those are like the big. There's so that's a bloater, right? We've been in this game. We started seeing one that was bigger, a little bit like that, but also not quite to that size.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that those ones are a little easier, but those are the big tough ones.
Okay.
Although we do see a even further, more fucked up type.
We need to start getting some quarters soon, don't we?
Oh, Zampic. Oh.
I wonder if that shit's even purchasable anywhere now, or if it's still like in shortage because of all the like the rich people just buying it up so that they can, turn themselves into weird saggy things,
Skin flaps, basically.
bags. Yeah.
Human bags.
Let's go.
Fuck this
I mean,
building.
that is just kind of what happens to people when you rapidly lose a
Agreed.
ton of weight,
Hmm?
especially if you're not actually like exercising during that process.
Right. Do you remember in Austin Powers at the end of the last one in the movie theater? Fat bastard comes. He's like, I know my neck looks like a vagina. Funny because he was kind of doing a Shrek voice for that character a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it's almost like Shrek came up and said, I know my neck looks like a vagina.
I hope somebody doesn't edit that.
I feel like there's so many Shrek memes.
There's a ton.
I don't know why that became.
He's a very memeable
You take your mask
character.
off.
I suppose I don't know. Just
Thank you.
My favorite was always Shrek in a blender.
Shrek in a blender.
You've seen that one, right?
I don't think so.
It's like where somebody takes a tiny Shrek and then dumps it in like a blender and then puts the blender and it's like
What?
a green goo.
I have not seen that before.
Okay. I guess you're looking at the wrong Shrek memes.
I mean, I really haven't spent much time looking at Shrek memes.
I mean, I haven't either, to be fair. That's just the one I remember.
You see that elevator right there?
Do I?
Yeah,
No.
That's the path we would have taken. No infected.
cool, Lev.
If they'd been, yeah, the one we can no
Let's not
longer
tell
take.
the others about what happened. I don't want Yara to worry.
What, that you
You're a
fucked
good
up?
brother. Can I ask you a question?
Okay?
Do you regret shaving your head?
We're not supposed to have regret.
Is that a cult? Yeah, it's a cult thing.
Lev.
I wish I
Wait,
just
Lev was
ran
a boy?
away. Then Yara wouldn't be caught in all of this. She'd
Alright.
be back home, taking care of her
I
mom.
genuinely thought
Does your mom
Lev and your
I,
need
I,
you taking
I
care
do
of?
think the character's meant to be trans.
She's our
Oh,
mom.
I didn't know that.
It's our duty.
I don't think they ever spell it out, though.
Okay.
It's not really like. That's another reason people were really upset about this game.
Of course. Everybody's gotta lose their mind over this shit. Some fucking character, like...
The fact that you wouldn't have even
give a fuck.
noticed speaks to how it's not intrusive or
Yeah.
like obnoxious or forced in. It's
It's not like they're strutting around in like a trans flag everywhere,
no, it's perfectly subtle. It's just the character's just existing. There's There's nothing. I don't know.
People,
it's just another character. It's not like
people
it's
just obsessively look for any woke thing to freak out about.
there's anything they can call woke. No, people are insane. People are insane. I mean, it doesn't help that term is just it's just a pejorative that means nothing
Right.
at this point. Like it might have had a meaning at one point, but it has been stripped of it.
It's
By
now,
now.
yeah, it's not just this is something I hate. That's kind of
That's all it is. Yeah, it's like, do I dislike this? That's all it means. It's all it means.
I'm assuming it's nobody would have noticed the trans thing if they weren't already ragging on the game for Abby having muscles.
Exactly. I guarantee you that's the case.
This is as far as you go.
Wait, why?
Because they want to kill you. With me, they're just worried about a backgammon rematch.
What's backgammon?
I'm gonna go in the front door, grab the stuff.
It must suck to be raised.
You're staying
You don't know
here.
anything.
Yeah.
It would be funny if Love was like, "Oh, is that what backgammon is?"
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think this game is like I said, like I would say between the first, like I think the first game is like a pretty, in my opinion, kind of a masterpiece. Like
Yeah.
we're like it is kind of exceptional on all levels. This one, I think it has some pacing issues. I think it's got. The format could have been done a little differently. I think it would
Right.
have been a little more effective. But I still think I'd still give it like an 8 out of 10. 8.5 even maybe. Like I still think it is a game that I would designate as genuinely great. I wouldn't call it like a perfect, exceptional, can't find a flaw in it
I'm a
type
wolf.
masterpiece,
Don't
but
shoot. It's me.
like,
It's Abby.
does everything have to be for me to enjoy it? It's like,
Open the gate.
That'd be some high-ass standards, man.
I mean, it's just like you're also if that is your standard, and you are like nothing else is good enough for you, then it's like
Hey, guys.
you are restricting yourself from enjoying so many things.
You are,
that
yeah.
I mean, you're losing out.
I need to grab some medical
If you have
supplies.
to have it be this like perfect flawless
We're
thing.
moving all these assets to Isaac.
Yeah, there's very few things in life that are of that level
I
of
can't talk
quality.
about it. It's something away from the fob.
Well, everything's getting moved out and packed up. Take a look, see if anyone's got what you need.
Hey, is Nora around? Yesterday she said she was shipping out here.
Just left the last transport, but she'll be back.
Okay.
You know, in China,
Thanks.
apparently it's a big thing among like the younger generations now, where like dudes online are like, it's hard to explain. It's like they're like pretending to be as gay as possible.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
It's like you got all these Chinese dudes, right?
Okay.
And they're like,
Just pretending.
yeah, they're like really conservative, anti-gay, but they're also like really big on like going online and dressing up as girls and talking how much you like to fuck ass and all that kind of stuff.
I fuck ass. Like what?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's like what people do now.
Okay. But it's for pretend?
I don't know. I don't know if these dudes are like closeted or if this is like if it's like a manliness thing, where you gotta like one up each other on this shit or what. But it's what these guys are doing. Yeah.
I mean, if they're just into it, that's one thing. But if they're doing it as like a pretend thing, that's what?
Well, the thing is that they're like I said, they're really anti-gay. Like if anybody in China, like
Right.
on the Chinese internet, like actually comes out as gay,
Right.
they're gonna get like loads of these dudes, like talking shit about them, right? Well, then these dudes will, go back on fucking Billy or whatever, and message each other and be like, dude, I want to fuck your butt or whatever.
Wait, hold on. So they're pretending to be gay because they're homophobic?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't get that. I don't get like how.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just confusing.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm as confused as these guys are.
Yeah, it's particularly a thing on Billy, apparently.
I don't know what Billy is.
It's
either.
like a kind of YouTube app, but it's Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got like a weird sort of particular segment of the Chinese internet orbiting around it. It's kind of got like a whole subculture going on, and that's where a lot of this stuff originates from.
Huh. Okay.
Hi, guys.
Weird. Okay.
Abby,
Yeah, they're also apparently
Hear about
really
Danny?
into gender
I heard
flip
rumors.
from Zelda.
hope you're not spreading them.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
All right.
Keep
I don't know what's going on in China.
No one does.
And this is a camp of people that we wiped out as Ellie.
Hey,
They got
yeah,
you all
it's
way
the
up.
camp.
We
of
killed that
lost souls.
dog too.
Such a cute
There's a
puppy.
good boy.
I'm sure it made a
There,
very fluffy
Abby.
corpse.
Hey,
Yeah, no, we shot that dog as Ellie. After this, we'll play a couple games in a row without any dogs.
clearing this place?
Well, we'll try anyway.
One floor at a time.
We can't promise that there
So
won't be
that's
dog
supplies in
murder
there?
going on.
Well, Uncharted 3 definitely has no dogs. None of the Uncharted games have any dog or animal enemies.
That is interesting to think about.
And then
Hey,
I don't know for a fact, But I'm
Yeah, yeah,
pretty confident that System Shock has no animals in it. It's like
I need some medical
zombies and
supplies.
cyborgs.
Can you
Maybe there's
pull
cyber
one?
dogs.
Heavy.
I don't think there's any
Just checked in
cyborgs.
with Isaac.
Maybe there's zombie
Takes you
dogs.
back to the father.
I don't.
Let me talk to
I don't
Isaac.
think there are.
Talk to him in person.
You never know.
You're going back
I
with
mean, I don't know for sure, but I feel like I would have seen
He's
them in
been
a
AWOL
trailer
since
or
yesterday.
something if they were in there.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played the original System Shock, so I couldn't tell you.
I haven't either. But I feel like I've seen enough footage and enough like little pieces that I can confidently suggest that that's the case.
Hey!
Oh shit, we got
Hey!
arrested.
Let me the
Yeah.
fuck out!
Shouldn't see that coming. No one expects the Spanish
You're gonna
Inquisition.
dislocate your shoulder. Wow.
All of these characters.
I never thought I'd see you on Isaac's bad side. You find no one at the aquarium?
Like I said, I do think it would have been, again, with the
I
whole
talked to Manny.
go back, switch back and forth each
That would have been
chapter.
better.
Because you could have gotten to know these characters before murdering all
That would
of
have made
them.
that
What
much
happened to him?
Yeah.
Compartment syndrome. Bashed forearm.
You're not treating him, are you?
Mel. We don't have a lot of time.
Jesus. Most of these supplies have been packed and shipped already.
What?
We haven't cleared out the lower floors yet.
Would they have what I need?
Yeah, probably, but it's rough down there.
I'll be fine.
Back for more, huh?
Always.
Whoa!
You get
Right in the
caught.
camera.
I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, look at the
Of course.
camera with your face for once.
Yeah. Instead of pointing your ass at it.
Now she is actually looking.
Hey, look at that.
Compartment syndrome.
You want to be a star?
Yeah.
She's
Well,
done
he's
many
lucky he's
stars.
dating a doctor.
It's been
Doing okay?
a long career.
Fine.
1 second.
God, she was so fucked up after Isaac talked to her.
Isaac talked to her?
After he found out you left base, Isaac interrogated all of us. He was rough on her.
Did anyone talk?
No.
I'm surprised you're not yelling.
Yeah. There you go. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, it is interesting. You don't really see that many people ranting about trans characters in games or whatever, unless it's a game that's already getting ragged on for other things.
Well, I mean, I'm also trying to think, how many games even have
Very
a
few.
transgender character in it? It's like, is it really that big a deal that this one time?
The two examples I can think of is there's a very recently made expansion for Baldur's Gate 1, I think. I've never played the expansion.
Is that a fan-made thing?
It's made by Beamdog, who made the remasters
Where are you
for
two
the
going?
old Baldur's Gate.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I still got boxes on the
this
third floor.
expansion
Can you two bring them first?
sucks. It is, right?
Sure.
It's
Come on,
kind
I
of
don't
a
wanna be here all
nonsensical
day.
story, and it's
Thanks.
just all over the place. I never played it, but it's been review bombed to hell and back.
Okay.
And because a lot of people were already dogging on the game, that
Okay.
I think inspired the controversy over the one
Think about you.
completely irrelevant
Anyone
trans
here?
character that's in that.
Right.
And
So what's Owen's
a lot of people lost their minds on that, and I think it's because they were already bandwagoning on the game anyway. So they're
Right.
like, well, why not throw my
He's been
politics in
talking
there?
about Santa
And
Barbara.
Right.
He
of
knows that's
course,
all bullshit,
people were
right?
like, oh, you should keep your politics out of
So bad
games,
for Mel.
which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense
Hold
because Baldur's Gate games have always had some politics going on in them. But
Yeah, I haven't played them, but everything I could tell makes it seem that's kind of a...
there's a character in the original Baldur's
All
Gate
right.
who
This
is
floor
like
is half
a
the ICU,
massive
trauma center, and a few
misandrist,
surgical
right?
suites.
Okay.
And so
Sounds
they'll always
perfect.
bitching about men.
There's a reason
Right.
we haven't touched this
And she's
area.
like some Amazon or something,
It was
right?
ground zero for
And
the
if you added that into a modern game, you would have these same dudes screeching about politics.
Right, they'd be all over it.
Yeah,
They'd
but-
think it was great because it's going the other direction.
But because this is an old ass game, everybody pretends, oh, that's apolitical. That's not political.
People think...
case.
Yeah, apolitical to people just means pull their politics.
Yeah, or things I didn't pick up on when I first played.
Or that they didn't pick up on it. Either they didn't pick up on it or they agreed with it.
Yeah. And comparatively, there is also in Wrath of the Righteous, which is a more recently made RPG, there is also a trans character in that. And the game does not stick your face in it. Like, it's something you won't even know unless you pass, like, a very specific, like, stat check about some random character, right?
Sure.
And, like, it's a very minor part of one character's backstory, right?
Sure.
And you do get some people, like, screeching about that, but the comparative reaction was like, nobody gave a shit.
Sure. For the most part,
Yeah.
at least.
Most people are like, whatever. You know, even people who are like... even people who were like, you know, now transphobes were like, I don't care, it's too minor, right?
Sure.
And it's because most people like the game. Most people weren't dogging on it like they were for this Baldur's Gate expansion.
Right.
Okay.
Like I said, there were still transphobes who apparently even that
Let's do this.
It was too much for them.
This thing that they probably missed when they played it themselves. And
Or probably didn't play it
Yeah.
and just were like, let me go complain about it. And
They
pretend
found
I
out
was
about
gonna
it
play
later and then had to, you know, go on a moral crusade about it.
Yeah. Stupid. Yeah, I don't know, man. People really, they just... it's like, oh no.
This isn't
People
so
just
bad.
lose their shit over just fucking nothing. All the things going on in the world today, somebody has to be busy policing video games for whether or not they have trans characters.
I know, it's so fucking stupid. And again, it's like, it doesn't even happen very often.
No, it's extremely rare. Video games have not suffered from nearly the degree of woke pandering that movies have. Like, it's there if you look for it, but, you know, compare that shit to what Hollywood's been trying to do for a while.
Sure.
You know, Disney in particular. And there's just no argument that it's, you know, the same degree to any length.
Well, it's just like, I just don't know. I think what happens is you get, like, the lazy storytelling and then pushes for diversity that they just coincidentally happen to be happening at the same time. And so then people see those two things happening at the same time and decide, oh, one of these is, they're connecting it as correlation and causation.
Well, I mean, I think there is something to the idea that a lot of lazy writers will use diversity as like a way to just, you know, just give something a pass for the fact they haven't bothered to write a good story.
No, absolutely. But then a lot of people will go like, oh, and that's what diversity means.
Exactly. That's stupid. That's fucking dumb. You can write a good story that is, you know, has a diverse cast of characters. It's not that hard if you're a good writer.
Yeah.
And if you actually put the effort into it. It's, you know, it's surprisingly, having characters of different backgrounds can make for interesting perspectives when you know how to write with them. And make them, you know, interesting characters instead of just cartoon cutouts.
Yep. Well, that's hard.
But of course, you know, the people who are against diversity, you know, for political reasons, will seize on the dumb examples of, you know, shit like what Disney's done, and conveniently ignore all the times when, you know, people do it right.
Right. Which is, you know, overall, I think it's much more often.
Yeah.
Has to be something around here.
Every once in a while, they'll try to deny that something that did it was as successful as it was, you know. Like,
Yeah.
they'll try to pretend that, like, you know, Barbie wasn't a success or whatever.
Right. I mean, ultimately, what I have in more recent times have tried to do is to try to find what are better, more specific like words and terms, like terminology to kind of apply to these ideas.
Right.
So like one word that I will use more, like if people are like if people are like if we're talking about like lazy, like genuinely lazy diversity that is like trying to cover up for low quality storytelling.
Yeah.
Oftentimes the word tokenism. I think,
that works.
That applies much better, and I think people pick up on what you're saying more too. I guess that's the big thing. Is like,
I think
what's
pandering is also fine.
pandering? Also is a good one. It kind of becomes about the utility of the words. Like, what do people actually understand you to be saying? You know.
That was
Fuck
zombie
is
friendly.
that?
I remember when Afternoon Tune was in our chat, and he talked about the Rat King being a really cool monster design.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to see that.
Okay.
Surgery.
I'll look
Great.
forward to that. I like me some rat things.
I hear you.
There's a pretty cool Rat King monster in Shadowrun as well.
Oh, really?
It needs electricity.
Because in that
Gotta be a
setting,
generator
like,
around here somewhere.
there are specifically, like, spirit animals and shit that,
You need power too.
like, shamans can take as, like, personal totems or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so if a person, like, worships, like, rats or whatever as their totem,
Ooh, that's cool.
that can go a number of different ways. One of them is that that person can eventually basically turn into a giant monster made out of like a swarm of rats that are all
That's
like
cool.
they're all like living inside of and like on their body.
Like Willard.
Yeah.
Fuck. It sounds like they're still crawling around in there.
Well, we can hear him. Nah, that's pretty badass. Big rat monster. God, like fucking these things make me waste so many of those. Those remind me of the like real skinny little fuckers from Dead Space 3, actually.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Super annoying. Yeah, there's always going to be that weird chunk of the internet in particular that's just going to refuse to, accept that you can make good stories with, gay people or trans people or people of different races other than, generic white.
Right.
And
Use 11
unfortunately, lazy ass companies like
Remaining.
Disney keep giving these people ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's also the thing. Like ultimately, I think that's what I dislike about when Disney does it in such a fake way the most is that it gives those people ammunition to bitch about it and to try and pretend like the reason for it is something other than what it is. That the problem is with the diversity in and of itself,
Here goes.
which is just so obviously not the case. And then when something does turn out like really really good, and those people like end up looking like fucking idiots. Like I swear, when the trailers for fucking X-Men were coming out
Yeah.
before the show started airing, these people tried to latch onto that and say
mistake.
like, no, X-Men's all woke and political now. I'm like, dude,
X-Men.
Dude.
Oh, well, woke X-Men is political, you say? I never would have imagined.
it's like you can't. It's like, come on, man. X-Men has literally always been about minorities.
Next will tell me that Black Panther was political at one point.
Yeah, Black Panther political? Why are they making Black Panther so political?
Yeah, it's not like it's aimed at the political party.
Actually, he's not.
Oh, he's not?
No, in fact, the character Black Panther predates the Black Panther Party by exactly 1 week.
Weird.
The first issue of the comic came out a week before.
I never would have guessed.
Stop doing that.
I got it done.
That fucking bitch.
Just windmill flail until we win.
They do. They just looks like D in that Halloween episode.
It does.
Okay. No one's dying here today.
Oh, you're the only one here.
Even when there's other people with you, they're always fine. That's cool. If you see him, you can take him out. Pretty soon, that's probably how they're going to expect people, workers to stay to the fan. Keys to the walls. Got him. No?
God fucking damn it.
At least you had a sword.
Why can't I get out that time? Fuck you. Oh, you bitch. Fucking bitch. Oh my god, come on.
Good thing he has as many shims as he did.
I don't have any more now. God.
You got a lot of ammo,
Easier.
whatever that is. Flamethrower.
Yes,
Where the fuck
flamethrower.
are these medical supplies?
Break that. In case I need to jump over it later.
Right now.
Get off of me! These ones are annoying. Okay. Christ on the cross.
Somebody should make a mod of this for like every time they pop out of a wall or something. They should be like, "Hey, you want to buy a timeshare? How about that right now?"
We were trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Alright, there's some actual supplies in here. God, you'd cut your elbow up so fucking bad.
Yeah, I feel like she needs a little more arm protection for this stuff, or maybe just like a hammer.
I feel like she's wearing like a full jacket.
For fuck's sake.
If you've got the normal costume on or whatever. So I feel like I do think she's a little more protected
Right.
normally.
Funnily enough, that's another example of the kind of thing we're talking about. Like who the fuck has shit to say about Furiosa?
Oh, I guarantee. Oh, people did.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, no, people were furious about that movie when it came out.
furious about Furiosa.
Yeah, furious about furious. No, people were freaking the fuck out about that movie.
But like, how much of a percentage of people would you say were freaking out about that?
Well, it's the same. It's only the same.
I know it's
small
always,
minority.
You're always going to have those people that are going to be that way, regardless of if something's good or bad. But did it catch on as much as, say, people bitching about that kind of thing in like Madam Web?
I mean, no, because it was a good movie, and so the only people that were upset about it at all were the people that always freak out about every single thing. But they're fucking incels bitching about how like Mad Max wasn't even the fucking main character of his own movie. People were doing that.
Okay.
I mean, again, you didn't have people upset about it for like other reasons,
Right.
as like
I know there's always that segment of the incel crowd that just obsesses over literally every female character and everything.
Yeah. I'd say I don't think anyone was upset or freaking out about that movie outside of
Right. Oh shit. This was fun. Take the Gizzard Trail.
I can't go in there.
I guess it's like one of those Dead Space ducks or whatever. Stuff will come out, but you can't go in.
Yeah, this is probably the most like. Okay, I thought I was safe. This is probably the most horror sequence. Like, I mean, the games in general have horror to them,
Yes.
The Last of Us, but this is probably like the most horror. I'd say that.
Oh yeah, I mean you're in an abandoned medical facility. There's shit growing on the
Give
wall.
me something.
There's like some
Nada.
sort of weird monster we haven't seen before lurking somewhere.
Please, let
I mean,
there be
most of the rest of the
ambulance in
game
the
takes
garage.
place outside in the open against humans. This is more like almost Dead
What
Space.
did this? Oh, don't panic. Get the shit and get out of here.
Yeah, this is very good. This is probably one of the more. It's too bad Alex didn't get to see it live,
Yeah,
but it is one of the more memorable sequences in the game.
I do gotta wonder, like, what is the standard that like these guys are like trying to bring back? Like, Stellar Blade wasn't good enough, so
No, I didn't have enough camel toe.
so like
God, that's so
what
funny.
is it these guys are hankering for? Is it just porn? Because you're not going to get that outside of porn.
Right, and also that shit exists, so you can go to it if
But
that's what you
apparently
want.
they're demanding that like all media just be like porn. Like I'm very confused.
Oh, man.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I
Thank God. Get ready to celebrate.
finally got what we needed.
It only took a couple hours. Yeah, especially if like that Aphrodite.
Yeah, that's the Rat King.
A bunch of fucking
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking hell of a monster design.
I don't even know if we're gonna get killed that.
Honestly, pretty sure we want to just run away from it.
I don't think we have any spaceship engines.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yeah, I wouldn't try and fight that thing.
If you have like rocket launchers.
You're right. Yeah, you don't get that kind of opportunity in The Last of Us. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Fucking going this way. Oh, no.
Is this even its final form?
You haven't even seen my final form. Really, you saw that whole Stellar Blade segment we did on Afternoon Tune Live. You think we covered all the aspects of the situation?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what else like you could cover from there. I mean, unless there's a bit more symposium developing.
I think that's basically it. But yeah, that's a cool fucking monster.
Yeah.
Oh no, we do fight it. Yeah. We just have to get away from it and do a bigger area.
Come on.
Well, I hope you have some explosives handy.
No, fuck. God damn it, it's fast as shit too. Like, I can't even take the time to turn around really.
Damn, it actually like breaks her fucking neck too.
Doing a goddamn fatality on me.
Yeah, and he told me that now those dudes are losing their shit over 83.
Oh yeah, they're so upset about that. Even though, well, there's not only the some of the character designs, but also on top of that character designs, They're also upset to see some of these Greek gods that have like darker skin tones, despite the fact that Greek
Greeks.
people are Mediterranean.
Yeah, like-
and many Greek people have darker skin tones.
Yeah, like
Because that's
people
how
in the Mediterranean. Like, have these people ever met like an Italian or Greek in their lives? Like,
no.
those
Or if
people-
they have, they don't understand them in any significant way.
Like, there's a lot of people from those regions that get crazy tan.
Yeah.
Shit, fucking.
And some Greek people look black because their skin is so dark.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, there's a lot of Greeks that are darker than like Arabs. I get it.
Like I might have got. Oh no, I don't like it.
Oh, okay. It's gonna throw little ones at you.
Yeah, now it's gonna throw a little at me.
Fuck you! Fuck both of you!
Nope, put the backpack away. Pretty brutal. I think I need to turn the brightness up just a little bit here because I'm still.
Yeah, you remember Danielle from back when she was on Double Toasted?
Mhm.
And like that chick, she like went away for a little bit and she came back and she was tan as fuck. You remember that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's just a normal like chick of Italian descent. Like people from the Mediterranean, man. I don't understand why these people think that like the only people with dark skin are from like sub-Saharan Africa.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's honestly more realistic to be dark skinned.
Or at least a mixture, right? Like maybe they aren't all, but like it's like makes sense to have some of them. And also that's exactly what it is. They're not all like that. It's just some of them are like that, which again is realistic.
I'm not dying here!
And I think it would depend on the aspects of Greek culture. Like I don't know what their like beauty standard is for skin color. Like the Greeks, like should Aphrodite be more light skinned, dark skinned? I have no idea.
Oh great, Aphrodite is light skinned and naked, and they hate that too.
What's wrong with Aphrodite? Like I
don't know, dude. If that exact character design was in a game in like 2005, like they would have been jerking off to it.
Yeah, absolutely. No one would have batted it. How did you kill it?
I think I got it.
Good riddance.
Fucking grenade the shit out of it.
Jesus.
There's got no shit. Still alive.
Oh, one of them.
That's okay. I can deal with that.
The ending of one of these games should just be like a whole avalanche so I can think pouring out your building.
Oh man, yeah, I bet. I wonder.
Like how many of those got to be around in the world?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine there'll be. I think, and they've hinted at it and they've kind of talked about it, but I think there'll be a third one for sure.
Right. It would just be interesting to see like where all this zombie stuff is heading. Like it being a unique kind of zombie, and then obviously evolving into something.
Right. Fungal evolution.
Yeah. That's just always fun.
Oh shit. Stand and fight. Fuck out of here. Get shit at me. Bitch. Why is this thing taking so many shots to put down?
I guess
Because it was part of that thing. Little asshole.
Go on down.
Okay, I need to change guns, so can you give me a second?
Damn, it's gonna fuck you up. Get it?
Nope.
God damn.
There we go.
Finally. That's your last bullet, too.
Okay.
Fuck this place.
I mean, look at these dudes. This has got to just be like straight up mental illness at this point.
I do think I think it's definitely just some mental illness. They're obsessed. It's obsessive. It's fucking obsessive.
Yeah, like none of these character designs from like Hades 2 would have been out of place in like a 90s game.
Yeah. No, they're super fucking sexy and like.
And again, like it's not really unique for games to have characters with different skin tones either. You know, like there were plenty
not at all.
plenty old ass games where they featured characters of a variety of different races and shit.
Yeah. But they didn't care back then.
For whatever reason, it's special now.
I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird and it's
I
pathetic.
can't believe that shit.
Like the Diablo games, right? Like the first one of those games, you know, it was all just one single dungeon or whatever. So, but even then, one of the characters you could play as was like a black sorcerer, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody cared back then, or if they did, they kept quiet about it.
They probably, you know what? They probably did, though.
There were probably people who were mad about it, but there wasn't a movement based on it.
I mean, some of that is probably just due to the internet and just the way that it has allowed people to link up with each other and share their dumbass opinions.
And then Diablo 2 happened, and like that's like a globe-trotting adventure sort of thing. It's not all just like, some stupid dungeon under a church, right?
Right.
And so they wanted to flesh out the world, show different cultures, different races and shit. And the roster of playable characters expanded to reflect that. So now you've got like, some sort of Aztec sorceress chick. You got like,
Right.
like some sort of Mongol looking barbarian dude, right? You got all that shit. And like this was like late 90s, right? Sort of peak of this mythical era that these dudes have sort of come up with, where everything was all white and all tits.
It's all white, all tits.
Yeah.
Looking for
It's
you.
like, come on.
What did you do?
Nothing. I told you to stay
And
put.
there were a lot of tits in that game, but
Yeah.
Friends are all over
There's a lot of tits in games now.
yeah,
It's like
the
it's not
amount
gone
the
anywhere.
amount of tits going on in that game was
I
not
just need to get the hell out
like
of here.
significantly greater or even greater at all than what you could find in a modern game.
I think there's arguably more tits in modern games just
Yeah.
because there's more games.
Yeah, I mean, look at Mortal Kombat. Cleavage all over the fucking place.
Those are ugly men trying to make you gay, too. Even though they're super fucking sexualized in that.
I gotta wonder if that's part of it. It's like a lot of these dudes, I'm assuming they're probably older, especially based on the Stellar Blade video of all those dudes being, complaining about that, make people sign that petition or whatever, right? Like, if a lot of these dudes, maybe when they were younger, they had more sort of normal standards for what attractive women look like, and now that they're older and they've been looking at all this hypersexualized stuff for God knows how long. Maybe they've developed this sort of incredibly bizarre, very specific, unrealistic standard of what female characters are supposed to be. And nothing lives up to that standard
Hey, Alice.
because it's something that only exists in their heads.
Right. I think so, yeah.
And,
You want to pet her?
they don't look at shit from the past in the same way because back then they didn't have that kind of crazy standard yet.
Yeah, see?
And I mean, I think it's literally, in some aspects, it is literally a product of the loss of, like, mirror neurons in the brain as people age, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, that is part of where, like,
Yeah.
kind of imagination and childlike imagination, right? And then kind of fascination comes from.
Yeah.
And then adults don't have
They're just
like as
kids.
many mirror neurons, and so that is part of what creates like the nostalgic perception of things that came out when you were a kid. Just, oh, well, no matter what generation it is, no matter what group of people, things were always just better when you were a kid, right? Like, a lot of people just see things that way no matter what it
Yeah.
is. Well, things just always, they used to be better. I liked things better back then. Like, a lot of people just think that way, but they don't really think about why they think
No.
that way.
They just assume that things have gotten worse in the world.
Yeah, because they just are more like I mean, I really do think it's some of it is a lack of mirror neurons, and that is a natural part of the way that the brain changes. But like, it's not really different when when you're talking about art and the things that people make. It's not different.
No, not really. Not significantly.
Like, yeah, there's different eras and maybe different kinds of things can get made at different times, but like, there's just not, I don't know, this massive like difference in quality that people perceive. I do not think it exists whatsoever. And if you really feel like there is, I think you're just not looking very hard for things to enjoy.
And then, of course, you get all these people who just, they weren't around for that time, so they just sort of mindlessly, take in whatever these old fucks say about, how things used to be better back in the old days or whatever. When you get these people who genuinely don't know.
And I also think people forget about all the garbage from the past.
That's definitely
because it goes away. It doesn't stay within like the kind of collective cultural memory.
Right. Everybody remembers Alien and Aliens. Nobody remembers Aliens.
Right. People don't talk about it. People don't, it's like the stuff that sucks gets left to the wayside, and everybody remembers the great stuff from each era. So, like, there's this perception people have. Hey, afternoon, too.
How's it going?
Yeah, how you doing, man? Welcome in.
Where's Alex?
He could not make it, unfortunately, today.
Yeah, he had to stock up on
Gnome cum lotion. he ran out of lotion, so he had to go get some more.
Yeah, he went down to Gnome Goods.
We were just talking about incels and
how this sort of mentality of, female characters aren't good enough these days sort of develops, and how much of it's rooted in, nostalgia and hypersexualization and all kinds of stuff like that.
Well, and then also just like how I think like people remember like their childhood as just being better for whatever reason, or stuff that came out in their childhood being better. And like, I really think that part of it comes from people just forget about the bad stuff from the past, right? Like only the great stuff sticks out in people's memories, and so like you think back on a decade or 2 decades ago, and like you're like, I just remembered the good things.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there was stuff that wasn't good then too.
Yeah.
You just forgot about
Well,
it.
I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, most movies made today are trash." It's the worst period of cinema history. It's like, have you ever heard of the 1950s?
Yeah, right.
Go
Like,
watch Roller Gator and tell me that
tell me that's a cinematic masterpiece named Roller Gator.
they have revisionist history about characters. Like I saw someone say, no issue with Furiosa. I remember a lot of people complain, there you go.
Yeah.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that a little bit ago.
Because I was asking, if people complain about that.
And 100%. I remember people being super upset that Furiosa like just stole the movie from Mad Max.
I feel like a lot of these people, they probably realized after the fact that they sort of lost that on that issue, so they sort of cover it up. But be like, yeah, we all like Furiosa.
Yeah, it's like what. Well, and I was just saying too before that.
Nothing to do with Owen, right?
That people they tried to pull that shit with X-Men '97 before it came out, but then it came out and it was so good that they just had to be like, we weren't saying that. Like they just quieted down and kind of disappeared.
Right. Well, it's sort of like how none of them will like pick at Barbie too hard, even though that was like in the build.
They were picking at it before it came out.
Exactly. In the build up to that, they're all going to be like, "Oh, it's going to be another woke nightmare."
And I mean, some of the people that are the most like locked in were still saying it even after it came out. But I do think that once it released and it was successful, a lot of people that aren't like the people that are making the actual videos, like I'm talking about the people that just mass comment on shit.
Yeah.
Those people quieted down because they lost the argument.
They knew that their opinion was an unpopular one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you okay?
I don't know, man.
How's your
It's
arm?
dumb.
Or like, or again, that's just afternoon too. And we were talking about how like
Cannibalism.
it's yet another thing people were furious about. It's The Last of Us 2 was the Lev character being transgender, even though it's like
Do you mind?
he didn't even realize that was the case. And it's
Worked up.
if you can play this game and not even realize that character is intended to be transgender, then it's there. How can you possibly in your face?
Right.
Right? Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's just. Afternoon June, did you play this game? I forget. I feel like I've asked you before, though we've talked about it before, but I don't remember the answer. Oh, I also
Lev!
did also I don't I want to say that we discussed maybe doing a review for this game in the lead up to the second season of the show coming out.
Yeah.
And if afternoon Dune, if you still are interested in doing that, I guess hit me up
Why
about it
doesn't
because
Lev
I'm
wanna go to San
obviously
Diego?
we're playing it. I'll have recently played it all the way through again,
About
so
what'll happen to her
I'll be
because of us.
prepared.
Should he be worried?
He needs to focus on his own safety.
Fiesta
right now.
Bay interactive touch pools.
Okay. Oh, is that where they get the
What
fish
could
to eat your
happen
dead
to
skin?
her?
Yeah.
Those are pretty nice.
I remember at like some of the
local.
local
But our
places
minds
you
could
could
be
even
out.
go in and
Our
pet
hope would be
certain animals.
Yeah,
Are
you
there
can pet a
options
stingray.
Yeah, you could pet the stingray.
for helping her?
I think they still got that
Can't
small American,
convince her
don't
to
they?
leave.
I think so.
No one could. I'm more
I'm pretty
worried
sure
what
they
we
do.
should to him.
Duncan Steve Irwin.
Lev! Lev!
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That was,
And that is still crazy.
that was
Lev,
unfortunate.
come on out!
It's just like, man, the man spent his life sticking his hands in crocodile
Lev!
mouths, and that's what got him.
Yeah.
That's just wild.
I wonder if he saw this. He loves sharks.
Loves sharks but hates the ocean, huh?
He really opened up to you.
He likes street sharks.
We bonded over
Original character alert.
Said you were brave.
Do you think they're gonna eat
He's
pizza?
a liar.
No, they like hot dogs.
Me too.
But not chili
I did
dog.
it for me.
No, that's Sonic's thing.
Yeah.
Lev!
Gotta get diarrhea fast.
God damn it, I hate Sonic.
So we gotta do more Sonic games.
We do. We do have to play some more trash.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
Gosh,
She just
Sonic.
wants to play. Hey, girl. What you got there? She won't hurt you. Okay, watch. Go get it, girl.
I can't.
See, and again, I feel like this would have been, again, played so much more effectively if we killed this Abby, or killed this dog
Yeah,
as
she
Ellie,
wants you to
like,
throw
right
her.
after this.
Right.
Okay,
It's
one more time.
almost right after we go and switch over.
I mean, that's what you like in a good dog murder is that sort of emotional
I'm not-
connection.
I do not like dog murder.
wanna
It
try?
comes up an awful
That
lot
doesn't
on this
seem like a good
channel
idea.
for someone who supposedly doesn't like it.
They keep putting it in the games, man. It's not my fault that they keep putting dog murder. They keep putting enemies that are dogs in
Well, if
so
this
many
was an
video
issue
games.
that you truly had a problem with, you could
Promise.
protest it by not playing the games. You could boycott dog murder in games.
What?
The fact that you're not doing that tells me that you're okay with it.
Well, it's not a real dog.
But it's based on a real dog. It might inspire people to murder dogs.
I don't think that's happening. I don't think. Oh, thank you for the biddies afternoon tune. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Most of the paycheck I get from Twitch comes from afternoon tune.
I believe that. Why the fuck are you just hanging off without the couch? What the fuck?
That cat, no, she doesn't know how to.
Do anything?
All right, we have to move on. I'm sorry.
We should keep looking for him.
You can bring the dog with you. Dogs are good at looking for people.
Sure.
Any other popular Chinese media out there you Sky are into at the moment?
Well, I mean, there's Black Myth Wukong coming up
that's
soon.
going to be good. Yeah.
At least I hope
it
so.
looks like it'll be good.
Yeah,
Sorry,
well,
Three Body Problem soon.
yeah, I haven't started watching it yet. I'll have to do that soon.
That's going to be miserable.
Also, I guess I can also just message Sky too. But did you guys have a particular because I know you guys don't have headsets and cameras at your place.
No.
So were you thinking you guys would want to come over here
I'd
to
have to
record
ask Sky
that, or
what she wants to do.
Okay.
Maybe, it's partially her idea. So.
right?
Not much.
Because I could probably I think I have a.
Some of your people calling him
No webcam.
Lily.
Well, I think you guys probably have webcams on your laptops, but you don't have
sound quality would be dog shit.
Yeah, so you just don't have any good sound quality is the thing.
Long time.
You were telling me you don't have a headset to
No.
even just to set up Discord with or to do that. So
I mean,
I think
if this is on Monday night, I mean, worst case scenario, we can always come over here.
well that's what I'm trying to figure out because I have my earbuds that I have only two of that I used to record.
I was hoping he'd snap out of it.
Because I hook up onto the StreamYard on my phone
Okay.
to do these. So I'm trying to figure out now. I could for two people that would work totally fine.
Yeah.
Just one person. But if there's three of us, I'm trying to figure out how. I'm trying to figure out how to
First I screamed at him.
how I would hook up three people's audio to my phone.
I mean, me and Sky can always just share them.
So stupid.
No, it's an earbud that goes in.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that when she wants to do her part of the thing, she has it, and then
Sure. I guess I also just you wouldn't both be able to hear After and Tune at the same time.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to figure. There's Happy Heritage Month, by the way. I don't even know.
Asian American Pacific Islander, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
that's my random guess.
Well, happy that if that's what that is. There is one. That is what.
Right.
Yeah, they got it right. Nice. There is one solution that I might be able to do for that. I don't know if I have the right cord for it. I'll have to look around to find it and see if I do.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, this isn't going to happen tomorrow, so we got some time.
Yeah. Because there's a cord I might be able to do to plug into my phone that'll do a headset split.
That'd be cool.
I'll try and find that if I can.
Barbara.
But to answer your question, Afternoon Tune, one Chinese show I can recommend is it's called Longest Day in China, I think.
Oh yeah, The Longest Day in Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. I can't pronounce it, but it's I think it's even on.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember
it's think sort of like Assassin's Creed, except it's based on historical events in the ancient Chinese capital,
and get eschew all of the science fiction.
Yeah, no science fiction stuff.
Present day stuff.
Yeah.
It's purely the historical setting.
Yes.
But it was based on people in China were hey, why won't they do a Chinese Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, some guy was well, I'll just make my own.
Yeah,
and they made a show based on that concept.
So that's definitely one thing. Chinese TV's definitely gotten better.
It has. I mean,
it used to be pretty lackluster.
It's still got flaws. I mean, the biggest problem with Chinese television is that shows go on forever.
Right, so they end up having to stretch it out.
Yeah.
To be network kind of.
Because I wonder if it would get some good ratings if I did some reviews of Korean stuff. Yeah, that was real popular for a while.
Yeah.
There's some good Korean movies and stuff that have gotten made.
I mean, Snowpiercer is a big example for sure. I mean, that's one that everybody knows, but there's a lot more obscure stuff.
Wasn't it Parasite was also recent?
Parasite, that's another one that broke into the mainstream.
Yeah.
But yes, totally another example.
Yeah, Chinese network TV, they always demand 100-episode seasons and shit like that.
Well, that's part of why you were telling me that the actual Chinese adaptation of Three Body Problem isn't good either.
No, it's not watchable because it's you take this book that's not that long. It's normal science fiction book length, right?
400 pages, 300,
Something
400
like
pages.
that. And you drag this fucker out over like
Stop stealing my stuff, please.
like 50 to
I'm sorry, I
100
didn't realize
like
you owned
hour-long
everything in the
episodes.
aquarium.
Yeah, well,
And
my aquarium.
as a result, it's like
Stop.
whole sections of the show are just like
I'm
some
kidding.
dude staring at a
Take it
whiteboard.
over.
I'm not talking like this, like 30 seconds of this. I'm talking like
Have you seen
15
Left?
straight minutes of some dude like
yeah.
scribbling on a whiteboard because they have to fill time to make the network.
That's some
happy.
bullshit
Yeah,
David Lynch would pull.
it is. It is, and it's like, who the fuck is supposed to watch this? Seriously, you know, because like nothing's happening on screen. There's no audience engagement of any kind. And then they do all kinds of other weird, baffling decisions. They're like, oh, well, we got to add more female characters, you know, so that there's something for dudes to look at. So we'll add this weird robotic
Santa
female
Barbara,
cop
right?
who doesn't do anything but give awkward line deliveries for things that don't matter to rehash the plot that everybody already knows. And it's just like, could we just move on?
It's too
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I know.
But hey, Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, that looks like it could be good.
I mean, it might be the first great Chinese video game.
There hasn't really been anything else that in the Chinese video game industry that's like broken in the outside of the Chinese market.
Well, and so much of it's like mobile gotcha game stuff.
I mean, I guess there was Genshin Impact, but
True, but
I have no
that had
interest in
lolly
that.
shit in it.
Yeah.
So I was not interested.
Any games you want me to try to get a code for now?
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes comes out
He's going after her.
on
After who?
His mom.
Thursday, I think,
He's
this
gonna
week.
throw him at me.
You could try and get a code for that. That looks like a really cool indie kind of puzzle horror game. That's coming out for Steam on PC and the Switch. I would have to play it on the Switch
Yeah.
for myself.
She just had surgery. I'm fine.
There's the System Shock remake, which comes out later this month. Which
Dang, the fucking island.
I don't know if there'll be if they even have review codes for that, just because it did come out on PC already.
you are.
And so
I can
it's
help.
it's a
Yeah,
console
by staying
release,
here,
so I
because
don't
we can
know
film.
if they would be giving review codes out because it's technically not
Street.
a brand new release,
Sure,
you know.
let's
Send them a list on
Yeah, I'll send you a list. Yeah, I'll absolutely. Let's see.
There's the marina. How you doing?
Yeah, right. I'll just send you a list of everything that I have written down with a release date for this year.
Do wolves use this place?
We dock some of our boats there.
Now, I will say, the one thing on this list here that I'm sending you,
Do Black Myth on here or on my channel?
both.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'll do both. I'll come do a review for you. I mean, the thing, I guess, with over here, you know, we might do a review, but we don't really give like ratings.
No, we
just,
don't do like official reviews on this channel. We just kind of talk shit.
Yeah, well, we might get into it, like a review-like discussion on something. But I don't think we don't really label reviews as much. We'll just get into discussions on a Let's Play. So I'll pretty much, if we want to do like a review, I'll do it over on your channel, and then we'll just talk. I might end up saying some of the same things on both places, but you know, I'm not necessarily like posting up reviews on my channel. Jessica, if you want to join, yeah, she might be interested in that.
I
one.
think she'd be very interested in that. Yeah.
Yeah, we could mention it to her for sure.
She's absolutely looking forward to that.
Yeah, although I don't know if you or she would be able to like play it and like finish it in like a relatively brief amount of time.
Probably not, but we'll see what happens.
Because I expect like we'll do our stream for it,
Yes.
but I will also probably play it on the side and finish it within like a week or two to be able to do a review right away. So
We'll see what happens, because that comes out in August?
yeah, I think it's end of August, or I'm looking at it right, August 20th.
Okay.
The only thing after Dune 2, and I will say for the list of games that I just sent you, the Hellblade 2 that comes out later this month, I don't know if I actually could play that one because I don't know if it's playable on the last gen Xbox system. That might only be playable on the new gen Xbox, which I don't have. Yeah, I mean, we could try for that one, but I just don't know if I'd actually be able to use the review code because I don't know if if it actually would work on the Xbox One console or not. But and then that game will be running. Will most likely be getting ported to the PlayStation 5 later. So that one's one where we could always wait and review when it drops on the PS5.
Not making that.
Let's see.
Maybe just jump onto that thing.
Nope. I'm thinking there's a way to jump onto the.
In there, anything?
Yeah, there we go.
Here.
Yeah, so everything in that list, if we can get a review code for, I would do reviews for all of those. I just don't. I just should have brought in a Greek guy for God of War. I wonder how popular the God of War games are in Greece.
Afternoon Tune, did you know that apparently Greek people are supposed to be incredibly pasty pale?
Me and Afternoon Tune have also been talking off stream about how people are freaking out about the Hades character designs.
Nobody in Greece has a tan. Who knew?
I know. It's so
From there
fucking.
we'll follow backwards.
It's so stupid.
They're safe?
Safest option we have.
Next year you're
Any
going to tell me
chance
that
Lev's
Greek
gonna
men don't
change
grow
his mind?
beards.
He's too
Yeah.
stubborn.
Again, I keep saying, like, Mediterranean people, a lot of them have dark fucking skin because it's Mediterranean. Like,
It's his mom.
It's a hot, like, sunny area.
yeah.
It's a natural thing.
I guess people, I don't think people seem to understand that, like, that having different skin colors specifically is an evolutionary thing that comes based on evolution.
Yeah.
Based on how much exposure to sunlight there is. Like, at least theoretically, based on archaeological evidence, the oldest humans would have been black.
Yes, they migrated to Europe, and through the course of evolution, over many thousands of years, they had paler and paler skin because there was less sunlight in the northern climate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people, like, the first humans were black and then mutated into having white skin because they couldn't get a healthy amount of sunlight because they just didn't have do people just don't understand that? Like, people just don't know that? Like,
I think it also has to do with the fact that a lot of people just, there's like this weird sort of thing with like how race is perceived now. White people were the first mutants.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
honestly,
yes. At least according to current archaeological understanding of the earliest humans, earliest humans would have been black.
They originated in Africa.
Yeah, they originated in Africa in extremely hot, extremely sun exposure heavy climates. So they would have been black, and white people would have been an evolutionary offshoot, because we then went and moved into areas without as much sunlight.
Yeah, and the further north you went, the paler you were. That's all it was.
Like, I just don't, like, why is that complicated? Why is that complicated or hard to understand?
And I think it's also tied into, like, people have this weird idea of race where, like, I mean, this didn't used to be the case, but it is now, where, like, if you're white, then you're just white, right?
Right.
People pretend like there's no difference between, an Italian and, like, a Danish person.
Right, or an Irishman.
Yeah.
Well, and that also, I mean, that, I think, stems from, at least to some degree, white people, like Europeans and stuff, acting like there's no difference between, like, people from, like, Ghana or people from Nigeria.
Oh, yes.
And then, like, acting like all black people are the same ethnicity, which is not
true.
Which is not true either. And then that, like, circling back and then starting to see white people the same way.
Well, and partially it has to do specifically with the KKK.
Yes.
Because starting in the early 20th century, the KKK wanted to create this idea of a like, European white identity that would unite, Irish and Italians, Germans and British against all the other races.
Right.
Because at the time, Like,
Which,
Italians,
in a way, that makes the KKK racist towards everyone, including even white people.
yeah. I mean, at the time, if you were Italian, you were considered racially inferior to someone who was like, British or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true.
Stop.
Yeah, Irish too.
Yeah, Irish.
Shit, Irish people sometimes still get that shit from the British.
Absolutely. If you were anything other than Anglo-Saxon, you were considered in some way inferior.
Yep.
And even if you were from a different part of Italy, you'd have other Italians shitting.
Yep.
And, like, the KKK wanted to rebrand all of that into this white identity.
Right.
They wanted to create this idea of white pride, which is just a complete modern construct.
Yeah, complete invention that never existed before extremely recently.
And I think now we have people who have kind of bought into that. Maybe like they didn't 100% jump into it because of the KKK or whatever, but that idea is floated around in the cultural zeitgeist now.
Yeah.
So people buy into the idea that if you're white, oh well, you're just pale.
Right.
When it's like, no, being white encompasses a massive degree of different ethnicities who all look different from each other.
Here.
Just like being black, is like there's so many different. Like, again, Greek people have extremely dark skin. You could be Greek and be dark skinned.
Yeah.
You can be like. There's just so many other variations to it and other cultures that exist other than just like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's frustrating to see people be so just uniform about that kind of thing. If we do ever blow up, we're gonna get people coming in calling us woke.
Oh.
Just calling our channel woke.
Yeah.
Just for
Well, everything. What can you do? I sent DM to the art director for Hades to do an interview.
Oh, that'd be badass,
really
dude.
Cool.
yeah, that'd be very cool. I mean, they do. I mean, they do such fucking good work. Well, and also, yeah, I made this point to Afternoon June as well, but the first Hades game had a bunch of dark-skinned characters.
It did.
And nobody was freaking out about it when the first game came out.
It's because this weird incel anti-woke movement has just been progressively gaining steam over the last few years. Renamed the channel Rated R.
Rated W for woke journey.
That's amazing. That's good.
Stay on the dock.
That's funny.
Well, I mean, it's just like how
No.
you had
with
people
this.
bitching about how there was a black dude in the Dead Space remake, even though he was in the original.
Yeah. Oh, that was ridiculous. Yeah, I know. Yeah. People were mad about Hammond being black in the Dead Space remake, and I'm like, Hammond was black in the original game.
Yeah.
That's not even a different. It's not even different. He was always black. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
As far as I know, nobody gave a shit about Hammond being black when the original came out.
No one made any comment about that. At least as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. If anyone did, it was like an incredibly fringe thing that wasn't seized upon by anyone. But now, because we're in a very different environment where people have trained themselves to just go ham anytime anything comes out that isn't just like all white, all men, all tits, like...
All white, all men, all tits. That's what they're looking for.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's like, people just look for anything now to just complain about so that they can be perceived as anti-woke or whatever.
It's such a fucking grift, man. Such a fucking grift.
I just don't understand why it's so popular.
Get down!
I'm sure.
Abby, what the fuck?
That's Tommy sniping at us.
Yourself?
Yeah.
Also, Afternoon Tune, I'll probably, after like
What are you doing out here?
the next couple of weeks here, I'm gonna have like probably like a list like 3 or 4 times as long of games for us to try and get review codes for, because we're gonna get so many release dates and announcements made
Anyone
at
now.
between the Sony showcase coming up here shortly,
Then I guess
Xbox having a showcase in early June, Summer Games Fest being in early June, and then like whatever other couple of game shows that end up happening kind of right around in junction with Summer Games Fest. Like, because we're just about in like the big announcement season for the year going down. So So we'll have like a shitload of games to
What trust
to potentially try and do reviews for.
The last few days,
Um,
they came out of nowhere.
And obviously, I mean, I always have bought a lot of these, so I don't mind buying these to do reviews for them. But obviously, I can only afford to get so many. But if we get a ton of review codes, shit, come on, god damn it, I'm trying to crawl to the car.
Should have gone right into the open.
Well, yeah,
Here we go.
Rent the game.
can't rent the games. Oh, GameFly.
Okay.
This way.
See,
Yeah, there's that whole. I just don't like the game services, really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Through here.
Especially with how Xbox Game Pass is just kind of destroying Xbox right now.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
Very poorly.
Like, I don't think they have to get rid of it, but, like, they need to readjust how they implement the shit. God damn it.
We're right on the open.
Well, I have to be to get to the next spot, so.
stay
Gotta
down.
go out there a little.
Yeah.
Just does not want to give me. It's like right here. It's like the right spot is supposed to be between these cars.
You're supposed to go left of the taxi.
Almost got myself fucking killed.
Left of the taxi.
Yeah.
I think you go through here and then you go underneath this for sure.
Yeah.
This way.
See,
Oh, he spoke Spanish. It's woke. He spoke a language other than English.
Speak
Woke.
American. Speak American, goddammit.
Through here.
God damn it, crouch, you bitch.
Fuck.
You also get a lot of weird shit with like other ethnicities that are sort of like
Right,
you
can't
know,
go that
are
way.
Arabs white? 'Cause you get a lot of people,
I mean, a lot of Arabs are white.
yeah, but you get a lot of people
But-
that pretend like they aren't.
Right, that's true.
Or what about Slavs?
Slavic people are 100% white, although people act like they're not.
Right, and especially in Russia, you get like this really weird divide between Slavic people and so-called white Russia.
Okay, come on.
Damn, you get fucking hammered.
I can't get behind this. I mean, this is the right way to go, but it, like,
They're using the health bag.
yeah. I guess crawling through the water around here this is where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, it makes sense to use that ridge for cover. That part makes sense. Yeah, couldn't more of these dead-ass motherfuckers drop out kits?
Right?
Self-exact. Probably be
Yeah, I don't know.
fuck.
I mean, again, it just ultimately, I mean, you think about any of this long enough, and it just kind of
falls apart.
it all falls apart. I mean, that is like when they say race is a social construct. It's like, yeah, it is really. Like, I mean, yeah, people do. Like, it's not made up that people have different skin colors, but like the arbitrary categorization based on them is so stupid. It's like, just fucking treat everybody like a person, and we'll all get along much better for it. But people don't want to do that because they want to have some manufactured sense of superiority over other people.
I mean, that's what a lot of this is based around. It's people who feel bad about their lives, and so they want a way to feel better about themselves.
And to put no effort into it.
Exactly. And then you get these people who knowingly cater to
What do you
that.
want to do?
Yep.
Let's get inside of that garage.
We can use this as cover.
So they,
Right behind
then
you.
they spread that shit among people who, don't know better or who
You're
simply
falling
don't want
apart.
to take the effort to
gotta
learn.
move. Go, go!
Nope,
Result,
go.
you get these
Fuck, he's
weird
good.
systems of racial
shit.
hierarchies that people
We're
create.
going after
Yeah.
them. Instead of the goddamn island.
How is that still on?
And plus, I mean, it's also results in a lot of people just staying in their echo chambers all fucking day,
Yep.
Manny,
which is also why it's so easy for this to spread online.
That's also true, yeah. I don't know, man. People are insane. Like, there's few things I can think of that are more insane than assuming that what somebody is like based on their skin color. Like, that's gotta. I mean,
What the fuck is he doing?
yeah. Afternoon tune agrees.
Yeah.
It's just so.
Get ready.
I don't know, man.
It's very thoughtless.
It's very thoughtless. I mean, it literally requires you to not think, to see the world that way. Fuck off.
Unless the zombies punch you into the knife.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to draw the.
Draws the zombies to you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So if we enter the part of the game where we're going to start killing all of Ellie's friends.
We're on, I think, the same day that all happens, but we're like, I think this is like the morning of. Ah, fuck you. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I will say one thing about Aliens and Predator. Who's a cooler ape, King Kong or Caesar?
I'm going with Caesar.
Yeah,
Caesar just had so much more of a fucking deep character arc.
Well, I mean, what is Kong? He's a big monkey. That's it.
Yeah, like I mean, if you mean cool in like a badass action sequence way, then I could maybe see that the argument for
Sure.
Kong.
Well, yeah,
But
sure.
right, but in terms of like interesting storytelling and like character arcs and shit, I'm going with Caesar 100%.
Yeah, if you ever do play the old ass Alien vs. Predator game, don't use the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Because what it does is it sets the aliens on fire, and then they keep running around, and they usually run into you, which sets you on fire.
Yeah, actually, Afternoon Tune, I don't know if you know about these, but the Alien vs. Predator was originally a video game. So technically, those shitty movies are video game adaptations.
Yeah, because originally it was an arcade game. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, fuck, one of these guys. Oh, I got
Not
him.
anymore. Yeah, he said
Oh, I did say that, okay.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of them. I think the first one was in like 83? Like old
Yeah.
as fuck.
And there was the last one was like 2009 on the PS3 and the 360.
Yeah. And then there's also the fairly well-known one that was on like the PC and I think some consoles. I don't remember specifically. It was Alien vs. Predator Gold. And the 2009 one was very similar to that one.
Yeah, it was kind of.
But we think that the old
Can't wait to get my hands on this guy.
Damn, man, you're almost at 100K.
You really gotta put something in for him to spend those on.
I know. I need to have a computer that I can actually fuck with Twitch's settings on more.
But yeah, we think that Alien vs. Predator might have been the first game with basically detective mission.
Yeah, before Batman ever did it, Aliens versus Predator was the true first detective vision in video games. Which is kind of crazy.
Go ahead, I'll cover you.
I was gonna say, we're not going to try and take this elevator, are we?
Go.
Oh, we got funny. 100K, Channel Flying Stage will review the
Shouldn't have gone
Knuckles TV
far. Oh,
series.
no.
Do it.
No.
Come on, you gotta do it.
Oh, God, I want to do that.
He's already decided. We can't question his decision.
Afternoon Tune, did you already do a review for that series, or are you asking me to come on your show to do a review for it?
Oh, babe, you're so close. I don't know. The Knuckles series can't. I mean, the Knuckles series doesn't have Jim Carrey in it, so how bad can it be?
I mean, that's true.
Get the crew together and do a
To watch party.
I don't think we'll be able to convince Alex.
Yeah, Alex is kind of done with our shit as far as making him watch bad movies. I think we broke him.
Yeah, I think it was the Snyder cut that made him go. You know what? I've had enough.
Yeah, watching the Snyder Cut made Alex just, I think, not want to watch bad movies anymore.
He's right there. Go,
Which
go, go,
is
go.
probably the smarter decision. But that's where we're at.
Yeah, he hated the Snyder Cut so much that it made him, it put him off even trying to watch bad movies.
He didn't watch The Flash, so like I said, it was probably.
Yeah, I think he would have actually killed himself if we made him watch The Flash. I think that movie genuinely might have driven him to suicide.
That was a terrible ass movie. I mean, like if that would kick you out if I had to watch the movie, that's worth it. Yeah, I genuinely think that's the worst movie.
Yeah, no, I think The Flash is just like the worst kind of trash that it's ever happened.
Second worst for me is Roller Gator, but I think The Flash is worse. I genuinely do.
God, that movie sucks. I mean, I guess the Knuckles show can't be as bad as that.
No. Okay, I'll take fucking Jim Carrey's stupid Eggman impression over The Flash.
The crazy thing, too, to me, still, is that Jim Carrey was the thing people praised about the Sonic movie.
I don't understand that perspective.
I really don't, right? Like that's crazy to me. Like I went into that first Sonic movie and thinking like, man, Sonic's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna find Sonic so annoying.
Just usually that's how it goes. Sonic's a terrible character in most of the things he's in.
And then at the end of it, and then when watching it, we were both surprised, like, oh wow, Sonic's actually not that bad.
It's fine.
Yeah, I was
sort
like,
of an average character.
yeah, I was like, wow, okay, maybe this won't be so bad. And then Jim Carrey came on screen, and I
he
wanted
shut the hell up.
You okay?
For now.
You bring this asshole back to Isaac, you'll be golden again.
Let's just see what's left of him once we're done.
Yeah, we never watched the second one for that reason. Afternoon Tune, if you're formally asking me to do a review for the Knuckles show on your channel, that's the only way I'll watch it.
You hear that? He just agreed to do it.
If you're formally asking me to do it for your show,
Screw it.
then I shit.
Goddamn. Carrey will be fat in Sonic 3. Oh, great.
Will he be funny? Because I don't think he will.
Well, you like sit down and shut up for 10 minutes at a time. Man, Abby doesn't have a lot of friends left at this point, doesn't she?
Although chronologically, I think that's only the first one to die.
Okay. But still, knowing that they're all the elder ones are going to be dead too. It'll be an interesting day for her.
Yeah. Music is great. Very tense.
Hope Furiosa is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. Like, I want to see Planet of the Apes as well, but, like, I'm really, in particular, excited to see Furiosa.
And you can rant about how there's a woman in it.
Yeah, these damn women being in things.
I can't
acting like human beings.
I can't believe that this movie about a woman has women in it. When is woke ass Hollywood gonna make a movie about a woman that only has men in it?
Oh shit.
Got him. Was Anya Taylor-Joy too overexposed?
I don't think she is yet, but I think there's a possibility that she could be in the near future. Because I do think she's been in a lot of stuff lately. I don't think she's hit that breaking point yet. I think she could. I think it's possible that could happen.
It doesn't matter.
I think it could. I think it could happen. I don't think we're there yet, though.
They might want to check to make sure he's actually there.
Well, we know he's not.
Just saying, just because somebody falls in the wall. God damn it, Abby.
Granted, I wish she'd expose herself even more. You know what I'm saying?
Give it time, maybe he'll have.
She was... I mean, she damn near did some full frontal nudity in The Northman.
Yeah.
It's close, not quite, but she got close. I enjoyed that. I liked that movie.
Enjoyed it a little too much. Rewatched that scene in particular.
I don't think it was too much.
Were you imagining what she looked like on a spider body?
No.
Ah!
Which way? Come on.
God damn it. As far as like,
Where's everyone? No guards?
I don't know.
They don't use
If you were to ask me if there's like a celebrity that I'm just like, ooh, that's probably the one.
God.
Look.
Northman had a great ending.
That movie was awesome.
We have to catch up to
Yeah, I
her.
haven't seen that one yet.
That was really good. That was one of my favorites
Our
that year
house.
it came out.
That's where
Fight
our
the
mom-
volcano. That sounds like Resident Evil 5.
How far is it?
It is definitely not nearly as stupid as
I'm just
Resident Evil
picturing
5.
Viking.
What about your people? We'll take back trails.
It is funny that it has that in common with Resident Evil 5, but I wonder if when they inevitably do the remake of Resident Evil 5, if they'll make that fight not as over the top.
I need to watch that. Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's good. Everybody told me it's good. I'm getting around to it. You know?
Yeah, you definitely need to see it. That's for sure. I mean, I don't see as many movies as I used to, but that's one I did go out of my way to make sure I got
Right.
around
That's
to.
what my friend told me. They'll use
I
this
mean,
Yeah,
as
maybe
a
they
cover
could
for the
base
attack.
if they do the Resident Evil 5
Unless
remake.
Isaac
Maybe they
changes
could
his
base
mind.
the fight at the end of that game.
Watch that before Final 3.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely be
I think
higher
that
on
makes
the
sense.
higher on the
At
list.
this point,
Um,
any cost.
But I think they maybe they could base the fight in the Resident Evil 5 remake off of the Northman to make it a little less stupid.
But you still have to catch rockets.
I mean, he still does have to catch some rockets in that volcano. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting experiment, man. Like,
The
can
remake
they
of 5.
can they make Resident Evil 5 a good game? You know,
It's doable, just difficult.
it's doable, but they have to they've got
Think
to
you can climb that?
change
Fastest way.
the game a bit.
Yeah, 6 is going to be where they're really in trouble.
Yes, well, 6. If they remake Resident Evil 6, you're going to just basically be making a new game. Like that's got very little in common with the original version. But 5 you could do without like overhauling the entirety of it.
Right. Just have to change up some parts here and there.
Yeah. Mostly that like weird like village part.
Yeah,
That's the part that has to that's what has to go. That's the part that's got to just
Grab
change.
supplies, just in
You can
case.
expect all kinds of accusations of wokeness that happen.
Right? Yeah, that's a game that people are going to fight over. Is the if the Resident Evil 5 remake happens, people are going to be fighting over that.
You're going to have all the people coming out and be like, oh, they censored it. And then you're going to have, like, the actual woke crowd coming out, and then
The people who are actually insane.
and they're going to find out
Seen
about
'em
Resident
around.
Evil 5 for the first time and lose their
sorry.
shit over it.
I have friends.
Well, it's because like that's the thing. There's parts of Resident Evil of the original Resident Evil 5 that are legitimately racist and need to be changed if they remake it. But it's also not the entire game.
Right.
And I feel like anytime I see a conversation happen about the game,
It's only going to be one of them.
yeah, it's always either there's nothing wrong with the game, it's got no flaws, it's perfect, there's nothing bad racist in it whatsoever, or it's people saying the entire game's racist, there's nothing in it that isn't. And I'm like, well, okay. We can have a conversation about how there's parts of it that are and there's parts of it that aren't, and that a remake could change elements of it and fix the parts that are a problem. Like we
Well, you know people don't like that nuance and discussion.
of course they don't.
Whoa.
That's the cult
Is that your
compound.
village?
God
No,
damn.
that's Haven. Ours is further inland.
That's a lot of people to kill.
Yeah, what afternoon tune? I'm sure that that'll be like the entire news of video games for like 6 months when that game starts coming out. You are going to hear that as like nonstop, like you did with Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
Like that is going to
Where's
just
that?
eat up the
It's our
news
warning
cycle.
signal.
And then there's going to be the debate about
People
whether
are
or
here.
not Shiva is sexy enough.
The whole island
Yep.
is
Oh,
blood
people are going to be
beneath
bitching
the
about
body.
Shiva not being sexy
Damn it,
enough.
Isaac.
Yep, 100%. People are going to be because you know that if they do a remake, she's
How many
going to
people
look
live
more
here?
authentically
I
African in the remake. They're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
pick a, like a
Soldiers.
model that looks
Half of us
more
are trained in combat.
authentically
half
African
gonna
and
do
just
when my
as
people get here?
probably has a darker skin tone. Even I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. And so there's there's going to be people bitching about that.
Oh yeah.
And also probably her having like a bigger role in the story and being more important to what's going on, and people will be mad about that.
I can't wait for these people to be like, people in Africa don't have to skin.
Good God, can you? They probably will.
I mean, if you're gonna say that about Greece, why not? At this point,
Fuck
Resident
me,
Evil,
man.
more like Resident Woke.
That's exactly what they're gonna be, dude. That's exactly what they're gonna say. Because they are. They're gonna come in. Because again, okay, that's the thing. I like Resident Evil 5. It has some racist stuff in it.
Yep.
Like I don't think you can deny that there is that stuff in there. I also don't think it's the whole game.
No.
And again, I think it's that whole like it's not all one or the other thing. But if you're gonna do a remake, there are some sequences and some enemy designs that need to be removed. Like cuts. There's some things that just should be cut wholesale. Like we need to get rid of certain parts of it. That doesn't mean you have to throw the whole game out. You could remake it, retool it, and you could make it work better. But making those necessary changes is going to get people angry, right? The unreasonable, crazy, anti-woke people, right? It's going to make them just insane.
Yeah, you can't do anything to change anything now without those people freaking out.
Even if it's removing genuine racist stuff, like stuff that genuinely needs to be changed, even that they're going to have like a meltdown over. And I, for one, would love to see a remake that makes those changes, because
it would make for a better experience.
You could make a better game.
Better story.
you can make you make a better game experience story. Just something that works better, like in its entirety. Like you could, it'd be a better game if it's not racist. Who? What a crazy idea.
I mean, some people just really are like adamant that everything has to have racism.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, what about that weird fucking thing where those people were freaking out about Stellar Blade not having that score or whatever it was?
Oh God, yeah. The sign on the wall that points to the shop, that like the wall graffiti says the hard R on it, and I'm like, guys, first of all, what the fuck was happening that got put in there in the first place?
Yeah.
And second of all, why is anyone upset that got removed?
Why is anybody defending that?
Yeah, why would you defend it? Why would you defend that being in the game?
They're fucking racist.
Because they're like, I can't think of another explanation other than people are being racist.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't this fucking Amish ass village?
It's the cult.
Okay, so they're Amish?
The Amish are a cult.
I guess that's right.
Hey, real cults have compounds.
Do they churn a lot of butter here?
Oh, you know it.
Out of here.
Also, we are past 6 o'clock.
Oh shit!
Come on.
So that means that I think we're going to be wrapping up here. Which we basically got to a whole new area.
We did.
We'll pick up here next time. Trying to think how much we have left. I feel like we could beat this game in one more stream. I think we can. I'm pretty confident.
Remember.
If nothing else, it might be one of those times where we have to play 20 minutes of it the following week and then launch into Uncharted 3 on the same day. So,
cool.
But yeah, afternoon, Jim. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with us.
Hell yeah.
Always good talking to you.
Time.
Let's see. See if there's anybody to raid.
I wish we could just play whatever music we wanted while we're doing this, because then we can play Amish Paradise while we're going through it.
That would be funny in this context. Let's see. Raid. And afternoon tune, feel free to suggest someone for a raid too. I've always take suggestions from you. Yeah. Yeah, if you throw one out there, otherwise I think we'll just end today.
Yeah. There's not any scientists doing dog experiments or anything.
I don't see any of that now.
Damn it,
But all right, well, yeah, no. If no suggestion, we'll wrap up. Thanks for hanging out, and let's see. Next stream.
We got one more of this at least.
Yeah, for us, for sure. One more of this next week. And then we'll launch into Uncharted 3, I think, is the plan once we beat this.
Hell yeah.
As far as this week goes, I don't know if Tim and No Name are doing Baldur's Gate on Friday or not yet. I'll have to ask them about that.
Right.
Because they generally do every other week.
Right.
Otherwise, for sure, me and Tim we should be doing Elden Ring this weekend again. We are getting close. We're getting so close.
It's a long-ass game.
Well, and then Tim keeps forgetting about things, so we'll get through stuff, and then he'll be like, oh, and we also have to do this, and we'll be like, all right, well, that's another stream. So it keeps extending out a little bit more. But, I mean, we are, we're at, the 90% mark. Yeah, we are
For now,
we are
until
close.
Tim's like, oh shit, there's 100 more things we can do. We're actually only 20% done.
Oh, God. No, we're close. We're close. But yeah, well, thanks again hanging out. We will catch you later.
You do the DLC build?
We will, but we're going to take a break between the main game and the DLC.